courtroom. Good morning.
Good morning.
I need everybody to mute your phone. Hold on one second, officer. I'm sorry. I'm going to ask everybody, please mute your phone. You don't have to keep dialing in and out. If you don't mute it, I'll mute it. That way we don't have so much background sound. So please mute your phone. All right, officer, we're now ready. You may proceed.
Welcome all. 36th District Court, State of Michigan is now in session with the Honorable Judge Shannon A. Holmes presiding. During the Zoom court proceeding, there will be no gum chewing, eating, drinking, smoking, or talking. Also, you're required to be dressed appropriately for court. No do-rags, hats, pajamas, low-cut tops, spaghetti string tops, or underclothes should be visible. If you have any additional electronic devices, please silence them or turn them off now. Thank you all in advance for your compliance, and good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. All right, I am going to have the attorneys. If you could place your appearance on the record at this time.
Yes, thank you, Judge. Good morning. For the record, Jesse Reed, Drug Court Defense Attorney, P23863. Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion, a continuing motion, that my appearance be for all of my clients before the court this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Good morning, and your motion is granted.
Thank you.
And good morning, Your Honor. Robert Fikens, P31894, Drug Treatment Court Defense Counsel. I too would make a similar motion.
All right, good morning, Mr. Fikens, and I am granting your motion as well. All right, I am ready to get started. I'll have the case managers introduce themselves as your cases come up. And so on this morning, I'm still muting people. Please do not unmute yourself. I need you to mute so that we don't have all of the sound in the background. Mr. Griffin, I think I accidentally muted you. I was trying to mute someone else that keeps popping up on my screen with my name. And so I'm going to rename you. Please do not change your name. I appreciate it. All right, thank you. I am ready on Duke. Do I see are any of the case managers on for Duke?
I think Mr. Lorenz, I spoke with Mr. Lorenz by phone
There
earlier.
he is. I think they are muted in the courtroom though. I don't hear you, Mr. Lorenz, if you're speaking.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Are you ready on Duke?
Yes, we are, Your Honor. The only thing I ask is for Mr. Fikens to be allotted some time to talk to him in a breakout room just to make sure that the contract was gone over. Because Mr. Duke was on a warrant.
Yes, he is. Good morning, Mr. Duke. You can unmute yourself.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, I'm glad to see you. I'm glad we didn't have to go pick you up on that warrant. Thank you for coming to join us in court. Yes, sir, I don't like to do it. I will, but that's not my preference. I like people to buy into the help that we're trying to give them. So I'm glad you're here today. And so we're going to get you, wonderful. We're going to get you processed. Mr. Fikens, would you be willing to go into the breakout room with Mr. Duke?
Yes, very much so, Your Honor.
All right, very good. I have created breakout room number 1 for the parties. Please accept the invitation.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and then we'll come back to Duke. I'm now ready on last name Torres. Torres?
Yes.
Good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. Mr. Reed, this is an arraignment on a bench warrant. Miss Drew, good morning to you in the courtroom and to the staff in the courtroom.
Good morning, Judge.
All right. And so, Miss Drew, did Miss Torres post a bond for today's arraignment?
Let me double check. And that's Miss Torres, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she did post a bond, Judge. She posted $100.
And what was my bond set at, Miss Drew?
Let me see. It looks like cash $100, Judge.
That's what my bond was?
This was Judge, actually, this is back in 2017. This was Judge Hennet Johnson bond.
Got
Why
it.
it's on your,
Okay. I'm not certain why, probably because of the nature of the ticket. And so,
Yes.
Mr. Reed, would you be willing to go into a breakout room and speak with Ms. Torres?
Yes, Judge, absolutely, but I need an ROA. I don't have any information
Yes,
about the
sir.
ticket. So if
It-
one's been sent, I haven't received it, so if I could get
Okay,
that.
I'll resend it. Yep, I'll resend it right now.
All right. Wonderful. And so, Ms. Torres, you'll go into a breakout room with Mr. Reed, and when you're finished, you all will come back and we'll handle your matter, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Very good. I'm glad that you made your way to court today. All right. Mr. Reed, I'm going to place you all in breakout room number 2.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
All right. All right, I'm going to keep moving. I have Anthea Harris. Ms. Harris, if you could unmute.
Hello, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm not feeling too well. I'm a little under the weather.
Okay.
Not COVID, not COVID.
You know you have to tell us because we all
No.
in line.
No.
All
It's
right.
just, I think I'm probably getting like a little cold. My daughter has a
Okay.
cold, so I think it's kind of flowing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that you feel better. I'm glad
Thank
you're
you.
here this morning.
Thank you.
Do you agree to have your hearing in our virtual courtroom on this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. I have the following matter for Anthea Harris. I have case number 20056096001. Good to see you. You look like you're doing well.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it Mr. Griffin? Is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. State your name for the record first, Mr. Griffin.
Good morning, Your Honor. Brian Griffin, drug court case manager on behalf of the probation department.
All right. Very good and good morning. And
Good morning
so
to you,
how
Your
is, thank you. How's Miss Harris doing?
Honor. She's doing well, Your Honor. She's still attending outpatient treatment. She's testing 3 times a week. Happy to say the tests are negative. She does have another appointment that what we discussed last time on November the 3rd to further her treatment for her other needs. She's been attending the NA meetings. And overall, like I said, I talk to her at least once or twice a week, just to touch bases to, make sure everything is going right with her. So we haven't had any problems. If she have any anxiety or problems or whatever, she calls me and just let me know what's going on. But she seems to be on a good track since being released from outpatient treatment, Your Honor.
All right, very good. And Mr. Griffin, did we get the MAT information that the court has requested?
I'm still waiting.
Ms. Harris?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on that. I talked to Ms. Harris yesterday, so I believe she's going there today, and she's going to have a meeting with her counselor to see if to make sure she can send the information. I'm also send her an email about that. We need that as soon as possible because Mr. Morgan expressed that we need that information. So I did talk to her about that, Your Honor.
Okay, it's just signing a release, and she should have a release already signed.
Right.
I need that MAT.
Yeah, because Mr. Morgan was telling us the specifics of what we needed, dating back to when they started it, how long they've been on it, what's the plan, the doses, where they started at, the doses, where they're at now. So just getting that information gathered, Your Honor.
Okay, we need their license, their certification, treatment plan, and they should be updating that treatment plan every 90 days according to standard.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right. Very good. Very good. And so, Ms. Harris, tell me what you've been doing to stay on track.
Honestly, well, like you said, I go to all my NA meetings. I do that, if not twice a week, I try to get at least 3 times a week. I remember when I first came into your court physically, there was a gentleman that was on and he was talking about going in Australia and all these other places. I actually went to one in Australia, so it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But I just honestly, my family support, getting more involved in my businesses, keeping myself busy at work. My daughter, who is a handful, as you saw a few sessions ago. So getting ready for Halloween with her and just staying active, Your Honor, is really keeping me. I have my moments, of course, you know, where I itch. I won't lie, but I do have people that I can call and they'll talk me right out of it. So it gets easier as we go along, as the days go on. It's just a day at a time, really a minute at a time, hour at a time, day at a time, but I feel great. I got my sleep schedule back. I'm eating a lot. I don't know if you can see the weight being put on here. But
we're healthy. We're good.
Yeah, I'm, you know, enjoying activities more like I used to. So I actually feel really good. I haven't felt like this in over 20 years. So
good. Thank you for your honesty that there's still an itch. But I also appreciate the fact that you will go and get help. You'll reach out and ask someone to assist you, right?
Yes, ma'am. I will call Mr. Griffin in a minute, and he's been amazing. So yeah, it's you guys have given me the resources that I need. So
very good. Are you still at where are you doing your outpatient treatment?
Sacred Heart in Madison Heights. And if I need, I signed 2 releases actually. I did sign one for Mr. Griffin, and I also signed one for the court under your name. So they are really, to be honest with you, very slow at that clinic. Biomed closed in the area, so they kind of threw everybody on them. But when I go do my dose today, I will mention it to the receptionist that Maciel needs to get that to Mr. Griffin as soon as possible.
And we're required to have that information. It is a standard for the program. We need to make sure that the individuals that you all are seeing, that you're seeing, that they are licensed and certified to provide that service, and that they're doing it within the guidelines and the standards that have been established on a national basis for drug treatment court. Okay. So we're looking out for you.
I appreciate it.
And if they're not, then we have to respond because we'll be held accountable for it.
Understand.
So, absolutely. All right. Very good. Anything you need us to help you with, Ms. Harris?
No, like I said, you guys are awesome. Mr. Griffin's been there. My NA meetings, I journal. I do. Yes, I do. I journal every day. So
here's something with the courtroom that you've learned since the last time I've seen you.
It's accountability.
Okay.
That was a big one for me. I was one of those people that placed blame on others for my issues. And that was one of my self-medicating reasons. Instead of dealing with my own crap, for lack of a better word, I would self-medicate. Or I would say, well, so-and-so did this, so I did this. Or so-and-so said this, so I did this. So self-accountability has been a big one for me. Learning to deal with that. Yeah. And then learning to deal with my fears and my issues head on and not sweep them under the rug. If something bothers me or if something is not conducive to my healthy lifestyle, instead of me just accepting it, I speak my mind now. Of course, respectfully, but I speak my mind instead of just allowing people to treat me any kind of way. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. If there is nothing else, Mr. Griffin, I have Ms. Harris coming back on November 12th, 2020 at 9:00 a.m. Does that work for everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Very good. Keep up the great work you're doing, Ms. Harris.
Thank you.
And it's so good to see you this morning.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. All right. I am ready on Mr. Nasser. Mr. Nasser, if you can unmute. Good morning. State your name.
My name is Muhammad Nasser.
Good morning, Mr. Nasser. Did you cut off all your hair?
Yes.
You did. I like it. What made you do that?
Just losing too much hair, so I was like, let me cut a little bit, maybe.
It was leaving you?
Yeah, trying to leave me.
All right. Well, it looks nice on you. Good to see you. And
It's,
so I did not pull Mr. Nasser's that thing, Mr. Griffin. Can you put a case number? I'm sorry, before you do that, Mr. Nasser, do you agree to have your hearing today in our virtual courtroom?
yes.
Wonderful. Mr. Griffin, do you have a case number available to you? If not, I'll have it in a few seconds.
But let me, hold on one second. Yes, I do. Yes, Your Honor. This is Muhammad Nasser, case 180770. This is
SB? Yes,
uh,
it's a transfer case. Yes, got it. All right. Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Griffin. All right, Mr. Nasser, what's going on with you?
Nothing much. Just keeping it busy, working, taking care
How's
of my.
work going?
It's good. It's been busy. I'm working on my second job, so hopefully I open it soon.
Okay. All right. Very good. How's the family? The new baby?
The family is good. My new baby, I'll be so happy to go and play with her till we sleep. So
Yes. All right. Very good. What are you doing to stay clean and sober?
just keeping it busy.
I'm sorry. There's somebody on in my courtroom came on an iPhone, BEEBS iPhone. You're dressed inappropriately for court. I'm going to disengage your video. I'm sorry you weren't here on time to hear what the expectations are of the court, but put some clothes on. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Mr. Nasser. What are you doing to stay clean and sober?
just the best thing I'm just doing, like staying with my good friends that they didn't drink, or keep myself with the family. I only have like a day off, so I keep myself at work all the time. So I open at 8 o'clock, go 6, spend my
Excuse me.
time with my family, uh, just reading, watching. So that's all I'm doing, and I'm happy. I don't think about alcohol anymore like before. Now I'm just something like I did it and that's it. And
Okay.
that I love to, like, I remember sometimes when I used to wake up in the morning, how tired I am, like how now I wake up in the morning, active, like heavy to, just go to work. I don't have no problem waking up. I don't have no, so.
Very good. Very, very good.
Your
You've been
Honor,
with us? Yes.
I just want to let you know he did complete the weekend arms program. He went in October, so he actually went to the physical place. So if you want to discuss that with
Yes,
him.
I do. Thank you, Mr. Griffin. Tell me about ARMS.
Yeah, Arms, it was a great experience. At the same time, I was like, a trip over there, it's a little bit far, but I went there. It's like we went through like literally everything that we've been like through, what I learned through the AA classes, through the outpatient treatment. They discuss um, everything like in detail. They went through like the effect of alcohol on our bodies, like how it destroy your, like your liver, your brains, like we went through the 12 steps. We watch videos. Uh, we learned how to help people. We did some activities outside with a lot of people. Some people are from the court, so I meted a new people. It was a great experience. I learned a lot from it.
Wonderful. Tell me something specifically that you took away from ARMS, from the sobriety weekend, that you're going to apply to your life.
It's the most thing that I learned. Is what I like is that how to not relapse. So it's like how to just not thinking of alcohol, and that's what my main goal
Okay.
is relapse and not to drink anymore, because I know if I drink again, I will be worse than before, and it will, my life now, I'm so happy, everything will go down. So that's
Okay. And hopefully they reminded you of some tools that are available for relapse prevention. Is that correct?
Yes, I have. They give me books. They not books like they give us some papers and stuff. I've been reading through them, and I have a book too. So I've been reading sometimes out of it. But
Okay, all right, because you finished all of your meetings and you finished your outpatient treatment. And so those are all tools as well to help you with relapse prevention.
right,
I strongly suggest, even when people have completed the meetings, that they continue to go. You don't need a court order to do the things that are beneficial to you, just as a reminder, a check-in, you
right,
know? And so just keep that in the back of your mind. You seem
right.
to be doing very well, Mr. Nasser. Did Mr. Griffin, did he get that restricted license?
Yep, Your Honor, I was just about to discuss that with you. We had a conversation earlier this week. He's getting a paperwork. I guess the car is not in his name, so I think he have to get a letter to how the interlock installed in his car. So we did discuss that. So he know he needs to get that to me. Your Honor, he has a 24-month contract. His contract will be up with us in March. So I told him he need to get that to us as soon as possible so we could monitor him for the right amount of time. So he understand that. So we did have a conversation about that. So he's in the process of getting that paperwork to me. And Your Honor, the last things he has to do, he has to watch the sobriety video. So I'm gonna send him that link. And he also has to sign up for alcohol highway safety education. So we did discuss those things. He does have Dr. Alexander information, so he's in the process. So he should have that everything done by the next time he sees you, Your Honor.
What about his community service? Because my notes say that he was referred.
Yeah, he started the community service, so he should have that completed also.
Okay, where is he doing that community service? Mr. Nasser, do you know Mr. Griffin?
I don't have the file. Let me see if
Mr. Nasser, he should be able to tell me. Mr. Nasser, where are you doing your community service?
It's a place in 8 Mile.
Mother Waddles.
Mother Waddles. All right, very good. All right, get that done because your time will be here before you know it. Also, you need to get that restricted license intact because I have to have enough time to monitor you or I can't recommend you for the license, okay?
Yes, I will. I'll get the paper because the Secretary of State being closed, you can't get appointment so I could register my car. So I'm using my brother's car. So he gonna write me the letter today and to the interlock in his car.
All right, Mr. Griffin, make sure Mr. Nasser understands what that means for his brother because he'll be held accountable by the Secretary of State for any infractions on that interlock, including if his brother drives the car or anybody else drives the car, as well as what will happen if he's caught driving a car that does not have an interlock device in it. So there's a lot of responsibilities. There are benefits that come with having the interlock, Mr. Nasser, but there are a lot of responsibilities and some heavy consequences if you don't comply with the terms and conditions that for the interlock, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. Mr. Nasser is in phase 2. And so, Mr. Griffin, that means that he would come back to see me on the 19th of November. Is that correct? And it would be a face-to-face, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, very good. So the face-to-face will be on November 19th, 2020 at 9:00 a.m. and you all can work out the logistics, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, very good, Mr. Nasser. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, okay? We are still in a pandemic. Be safe, all right?
You as well. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, I see that Mr. Duke. Mr. Morgan, good morning to you. All right, good morning. All right, is Mr. Lorenz in the courtroom? There he is. Mr. Lorenz, Mr. Duke has joined us. And so we are ready to proceed with Mr. Duke and Mr. Lorenz. Could you give me a case number? Read the case number into the record.
Yes,
I need
Your Honor.
everyone, hold on one second, Mr. Lorenz. I'm going to mute your phones. Please do not hang up and dial back in. Everyone has to be muted until their case is called. Your case will be called in the order in which you appeared. All right, Mr. Lorenz, I'm ready for that case number.
Ronald Duke's case number is 1-904-519-701.
All right, thank you. And the charge, Mr. Lorenz?
An OWI, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Mr. Duke, if you could please state your name for the record.
Ronald Lee Duke.
All right, Mr. Duke. And so, Mr. Lorenz, Mr. Fikens, I'm sorry, you have had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Duke in the breakout room. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, very good. And so, Mr. Lorenz, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ronald Duke pled guilty to an operating while impaired. His offense took place on February 13th, 2019. He was sentenced on August 13th, 2019. He is a transfer from Judge Bryant's courtroom. There, he was sentenced to 15 months probation, dual diagnosis program, substance abuse, mental health. The 12-step program he had to complete 2 times a week. The marijuana insight program, victim impact class, alcohol highway safety 2, consequence video, outpatient treatment, no drugs or alcohol, and random screenings 2 times a month. He did complete the marijuana insight program on December 14, 2019, and he completed the alcohol highway safety 2 class on December 14, 2019. He had been clean for the last 9 months. However, Your Honor, he did miss several screens during the COVID epidemic from the month of March to May. His criminal history consists of February 13th, 1992, he was convicted of driving under the influence in Atala, Alabama. November 21st, 2016, he pled no contest to a misdemeanor operating while intoxicated. He completed a 6-month probation. August 30th, 2019, he pled guilty to a misdemeanor operating impaired. January 30th, 2020, he pled guilty to a misdemeanor ordinance violation, alcohol open container in the vehicle. And that he was, when he pled guilty to that, Your Honor, he was also, that was during his probation with the 36th District Court. He did, on February 6, 2020, he did plead guilty to a probation violation with that new charge. He currently has no warrants. His drug of choice is alcohol and marijuana. He has a 10th grade education with no diploma or GED. He's married with 2 children at the age of 38 and 28. Currently unemployed, but his wife does work. He has no reliable transportation. He relies only on his wife and riding his bicycle where he needs to go. His last screen that I have a result on is September 17, 2020, where he was negative. When he turned himself in on the warrant, I did have him go test, and I am awaiting those test results, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful, thank you.
And also,
Go
one
ahead.
last thing, Your Honor, at your order, he does have that appointment you requested today at 11 o'clock.
All right, and I need him to be there on time, or it is a violation of my court order. Thank you, Mr. Lorenz. All right,
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Fikens.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, first of all, Your Honor, for the opportunity to talk with Mr. Duke. He was a cooperative man, nice person. That goes a long way with me. We talked about the program. We talked about its goals and purposes. He told me that he was always testing negative. I said, that's great. This program is more than just tests, though. It's designed to help you fix those things that you want to fix and you need to fix to avoid, certainly, if nothing else, contact with the law. So he understood that, Judge. He does want to do the program. I asked him if he could do it. He said he could. He told me that he's been testing negative for a long time, and I'm proud of him for that. There's more to it than that, and that's part of the program. but it's an important part of the program, and he acknowledged that, and he wants to do the program, Judge. He wants to take the time to work on some things about himself, and I think that's a good attitude to have when going into this program. So I'd certainly recommend him for acceptance into the specialty court.
All right, thank you so much. And so, Mr. Duke, you have been in my presence a couple of times, and I'm glad that you came back on today. Do you wish to get help through the program that you have been referred to?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. Are you ready to do the work, Mr. Duke?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. That work starts on today. On today, I need you to go to your 11 o'clock appointment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Or yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. That's very, very important to me. And then Mr. Lorenz, if you could just confirm with the court, as you always do, that Mr. Duke did in fact make that appointment and what their recommendations were, okay? If any.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Duke, make sure you sign all those releases so I can follow up with them today.
I will. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Very, very good. Mr. Duke, I look forward to working with you. It's a lot of work, but it's good work. You will have a team of professionals surrounding you to help you to be successful, as well as the defense attorneys that are assigned to the courtroom on Wednesdays, and that's Mr. Lamb and Mr. Griffin. And so you'll have Mr. Fikens studying for us today. Thank you so much, Mr. Fikens. We appreciate you. And so you'll have a great team of professionals working with you to help you to overcome some challenges and to get you to the place where you need to be. But it does require your commitment and your cooperation. And so my question to you, Mr. Duke, is do I have your commitment to work with us and to work for yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Or yes,
right.
Your Honor.
Wonderful, wonderful. Mr. Fikens, did you take the time to determine that your client is in fact eligible pursuant to Michigan law to participate in specialty court?
I did, Your Honor, and he is eligible.
Wonderful. Also, Mr. Fikens, did you take the time to go over the contract as it exists now, which will become my order, and also explain to your client that I may amend that order for any reason at any time, and that there are consequences for not following the court's order, but there are also great benefits for complying with the terms and conditions set forth in that order?
We did discuss all that, Your Honor, and yes, I believe he understands that. And certainly it was my impression that he understood those
Yes.
consequences
Yes, sir.
and the benefits of going through the program.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Lorenz. Did you determine whether or not your client is, or if he's ever been, a violent offender, and whether or not he is a substantial risk to the public?
Based on the information I gathered, Your Honor, and the lien, he is not a violent offender and not a risk to the community at this time.
All right, wonderful. Then with that said, Mr. Duke, I am going to welcome you into specialty court. Again, I look forward to working with you. Your next court date is going to be on a Wednesday. Mr. Lorenz, that would be the 11th, is that correct?
Your Honor, that's Veterans Day.
That's
so
Veterans Day. We're not open on the 11th.
Your Honor, we can either do the 10th if the court's willing to at 10:30, or he would come back on the 18th, which would be 3 weeks.
All right. And so, Mr. Lorenz, I'm certain that you'll be in touch with Mr. Duke. And so my docket on Tuesday is full. And so I'll bring him back on the 18th of November at 10:30 a.m., Mr. Duke, because that's what time court starts on Wednesdays. It starts at 10:30 a.m. Okay?
Okay, that's on November 10th or November 18th?
No, I'm sorry, November 18th. Yes, I'm getting those dates off.
Yes, okay.
All right, go to your appointment today. Know that we're here if you need us. You don't have to wait for a next court date to be in contact with the court or with Mr. Lorenz, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. Do well. Good to see you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Okay.
I need to just pause
Thank
for a
you.
moment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Something in my eye. Give me a second, please.
Yeah, we close Tuesday, okay? Yeah, no, we close next week too, we don't have a night at all.
Yeah, because of the election.
We're closed on the,
November 18th.
Why?
He's was hurt. Back in her courtroom. Back in her courtroom, she's done. This November 18th, is that in the courtroom or on Zoom?
On Zoom. On Zoom.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you all for your patience. I'm ready to keep moving. Did Ms. Torres join us? Thank you, Mr. Lorenz. Did Ms. Torres join us again? Mr. Reed?
I'm here, Judge. Yes, I am. I'm here.
Can you all still see and hear me? My computer just crashed.
I can see and hear you, Judge. Can you see and hear me?
No, but I can hear you, but I can't see you all. Give me a second,
That
please.
may be good for
Mr.
me.
Duke? Mr. Duke, you're all set, sir.
There we go. Okay. All right.
I'm all set?
Yes, you are.
Yes,
Have a good
Mr.
day.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Reed, are we ready on Ms. Torres?
Yes, Judge. I'm ready. Yes, Judge. I just need to make some remarks on the record, if I may.
All right, I'm recalling the matter for Torres, case number U268-85815. Ms. Torres, if you could state your name for the record.
Caroline Torres.
And good morning to you again.
Good morning.
And Ms. Torres, do you agree to have your hearing today by way of our virtual courtroom?
Yes.
Wonderful. All right, Mr. Reed.
Thank you, Judge. This is a 2015 case, and the charge is rules and regulations, owner, manager, or operator prohibited conduct. At the time that the case was filed, Ms. Torres was represented by a retained attorney. There is an appearance on the ROA for Danielle Yatuma. And I'd just like to see, is there a retained attorney in the courtroom for Ms. Torres today?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. I did talk to Ms. Torres. She is interested in, if the court is going to keep this case, I'm assuming that she's interested in resolving this matter with plea negotiations with the city. So we're at the court's pleasure as to how to proceed with this, Judge. If she had an offer, she might be willing to resolve this matter today.
All right, Ms. Drew, would you check to see if you can get a Mr. Reed and the prosecutor connected so that an offer can be made?
Judge, if I might suggest, Mr. Fikens is in better contact with the city.
Okay.
So if I think Laura is the person that he needs to talk to.
Okay.
And
But
he knows
right now,
what to do.
Mr. Reed, I hate to interrupt, but I don't have Laura's number. I have Alexa's number, and I can look it that way. But it might be easier for Ms. Drew to contact and ever come down.
Alexa?
Well, she has to contact Laura.
Laura, okay.
So Ms. Drew, if you could contact Ms. Nimi Saeed and have her come down or give her Mr. Fikens' number.
Correct.
And then, so Ms. Torres, you're gonna have to hold on for a minute if you want to get this resolved today, and I highly suggest that you do. And so give us a second to work through it, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. And if I might say something, Mr. Fikens, in my discussions with my client, because this was a 2015 case, we were discussing a no contest plea if that was available because of the age of the ticket and the fact that the ROA does not list the officer. I mean, you know that. I just want to give you a heads up. Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you. So Ms. Drew, just let me know, or Mr. Fikens, when you all are ready to proceed on Ms. Torres.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to keep moving. I'm ready on Ms. Larson, Vida Larson, if you could unmute your phone. Good morning to you. Uh-oh, wait a minute. It didn't unmute. There we go. Can you unmute for me?
There we go.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
You look great, Miss Larson. You do.
I feel amazing.
Yes, ma'am. State your name for the record.
Vida Doreen Larson.
And Miss Larson, do you agree to have your hearing today in our virtual courtroom?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. I have the following matter for Vida Larson, case number 20055555101. And so, Miss Larson, how are things going with you?
They're going wonderful.
Good, good. Where are you now?
I'm at my daughter's house here in Fenton.
Okay.
And at 12:30, I have an appointment with Flint Odyssey. So I'm looking forward to getting started with my IOP and doing everything that I need to stay on track.
Oh, you muted yourself. Can you unmute for me? There you go. All right. Very good. Very good. How do you feel after having your time at at Naomi's Nest? How do you feel about your sobriety now?
I feel wonderful. I have my certificates.
Yes.
I'm so proud of myself.
You should be proud of yourself.
Yes.
We are proud of you too. Yes.
Thank you so much for rescuing me.
Yes.
From
Yes.
myself. That's what you did.
And thank you for reaching up to grab the lifeline. We can't do it without you, Miss Larson.
Yeah, no,
your work.
I so appreciate you doing what was best for me.
Yes, I appreciate you just cooperating with us. And look at you. You are doing well. You look well. You sound well. But I do want you to know it's a long path. And it's never going to end. Every day of your life, you will be working on your recovery. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready.
Right. I want to hear from Miss Cleveland.
Morning, Your Honor. Toshi Cleveland, case manager for Miss Vida Larson. She is looking well. Good morning. She's looking well. I've been in touch with her several times while she was in Naomi's Nest. She was progressing well. She was very appreciative of the program. She learned quite a bit. She was able to share a lot of the information that she was receiving. She explained to me that she's going to take that back and use those as tools for her continued recovery. So I'm glad she was there, and she apparently was glad she was there too. So everything was as stated before with her. You know, she graduated on October 21st. She is going to be enrolling today doing their intake process as Odyssey Flint. She's going to do that. She's going to make sure they send me the verification immediately regarding her intake today in writing. And she's also reconnected and resuming at DNA testing, which is close to her home and where she's familiar with. I've already talked to Miss Wilson over there. They restarted her testing protocol. She knows that Miss Wilson also knows that she's going to be testing 3 times a week unless the order of the court has changed since her previous testing.
Not yet. Okay.
And that's my report for her. She looks great. She's doing well. We're going to stay connected and talking to each other every week, Miss Larson. We're going to make sure you get all the support you need.
Absolutely.
And
thank you, Miss Cleveland.
All right. And so, Miss Cleveland, while she's in intensive outpatient treatment, will she be living? Where will she be living?
She's living in Fenton with her sober relative. That's something that we did discuss. Her grandchildren are there. I don't have the exact address, but it is in Fenton.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to put it on the record, so
right, for the
you'll
record.
have to confirm. But so is this with the daughter still?
Yes, the daughter, and I believe there's 3 grandchildren there. Is that correct, Ms. Larson? Yes, 3 grandchildren, including one fairly new baby.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Well, Ms. Clinton, you're on a good path. I need you to work the program. The real work is starting now. Work the program. I need you to
Yep.
be conscious about the people that you
Yes.
connect with.
Yes.
If you know that they are people that are not doing the things that you're trying to do, this is not a good time to connect with them. You can't
Yeah,
rescue anybody else other than yourself right now. And so it's the same advice they give you on the airplane. If you lose pressure, put on your own oxygen mask first. And right now, that's where you are in this process. You need to put on your own oxygen mask and breathe. You can't
Yes,
save the
ma'am.
person sitting next to you, especially when they have the ability to put on their own oxygen mask too, and they're choosing not to. Okay.
Right.
And
Yes, ma'am.
so I really need you to work the program. You're going to have urges. You're going to, be confronted with life. But hopefully, we have equipped you with tools that you can use to overcome those moments, like your case manager, Miss Cleveland, like your therapist that you'll have at Odyssey, like your sober friends, dialing into the courtroom, the attorneys. I mean, we just have so many tools available to you to be able to keep you on track, but it's up to you to use them. And I want you to use them, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. Anything you need us to help you with right now, anything that's troubling you that you need us to realign so we can keep you on this path that you're on, because it's working for you.
I'm not seeing anything right now. I have a lot of support, more so than I did before, because I've done, been where I have been. And I just feel so blessed to have been rescued from myself. And I know I got a lot of work ahead of me, and I'm willing and I am totally able to do everything now because of the tools that I have received in Naomi's Nest. And let me tell you, that place was absolutely everything that you said and more.
Yeah.
10 times
very
more.
good.
Those women in there were there every step of the way. Anytime I had a problem or anytime I had, I just wanted to talk to someone, they were there. Miss Wusu is amazing. Miss Smith, Miss Harris, Miss Hunt. I mean, I can go on, but
Yes.
like I said, Judge Holmes, thank you again for rescuing me from myself.
And thank you for joining us in that rescue. We can't do it without you. So I want to encourage you to keep up the good work. Ms. Cleveland, I'm encouraging you to continue to do what you're doing with Ms. Larson, because she needs us. And we want to be there to provide the services that she needs.
Yes,
And
Your
so
Honor.
I'm going to see Ms. Larson again right now. Ms. Cleveland, I have November 12th. Does that work for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
November 12th, 2020 at 9:00 a.m. Miss Larson, keep up the great work. We're here if you need us, okay?
Thank
right.
you.
Good to see you.
And
Be
my
safe.
my daughter said that she got her mom home.
Aw.
Her
Yay.
mom, yes. Not just Vida Larson. Her
Yes,
mom.
Her mom.
Remember that. She got her
That's
mom.
that's what I wanted to do, was be her mom.
Yes.
So thank you again.
All right, Miss Larson. Expecting
And I
great
will
things
see
from
you.
you. In 2
Okay.
weeks. Yes, ma'am. Take care. All
Bye-bye.
right. I'm ready on last name. I think I saw the prosecutor come into the courtroom, Mr. Fiken.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so have you had an opportunity to resolve Torres?
I believe so. I might, if I could just go into a breakout room with, assuming the
Torres.
prosecutor is writing that down, if I can go in a breakout room with Ms. Torres, Your Honor.
All right, very good, very, very good. And I am going to, send you and Ms. Torres to breakout room number 3.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then when you walk, because Ms. Torres was on very early this morning.
Very good, Judge.
When you're done, I'll be ready for you.
Thank you.
All right, very good. I'm ready on last name Bruce. And then Miss Glenn, you're up next. Last name Bruce. Yolanda Bruce.
She's with the counseling service, Miss Bruce is, and Mr. Callaghan is as well.
Oh, okay. Well, we have a
guidance
Daryl
and-
Bruce on our docket.
Oh.
Is there a Daryl Bruce? Maybe I didn't realize there was a Daryl Bruce.
Yes, Your Honor.
There's Mr. Bruce. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had two Bruces on this morning. All right, state your name for the record, Mr. Bruce.
Daryl Bruce.
All right, and you are in our virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your hearing by way of Zoom this morning?
Yes, I do.
All right, very good. I have the following case for Daryl Bruce, 1-804-577-4401. Mr. Bruce, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, Your Honor.
You're doing fine. Tell me what that means to you, that you're doing fine.
Yeah, I'm doing everything that you asked, so I guess I'm doing pretty good.
Yes, you are, sir. You're doing real good. All right. I mean, you're going to your testing, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you testing negative for all substances?
I haven't talked to
Miss Rob?
Miss
She's
Rob.
shaking her head, yes. So that means everything is out of your system, never to return again.
All right.
Yes. If it comes back, that means there's new use. And then I'm not going to be happy.
That's right.
And
I ain't gonna be happy neither.
I know we'll be
I'm gonna
unhappy
do
together.
93 days, Your Honor. I don't need 93 days of my life gone.
There you go. Look at you. You're doing well. How's everything going at Detroit Recovery Project?
Right now, I'm currently here. I'm supposed to be in the meeting right now, but I had to come to court, so I
right.
just gotta hold on.
All right. Let's make sure we schedule your court dates so that they don't interfere with your counseling services, okay? Because that counseling and therapy is critical to your success in the program. All right.
All right.
So let's just make sure when we give your next court date. How's work going?
It's fine.
It's
Doing
fine.
every day. Yeah.
All right. Very good. And those 5 babies, how are they?
Oh, they doing pretty good. My son just made student of the month. My daughter made student of the month.
Look at you. Yeah, very good. I'm applauding parents when their kids make student of the month, because those babies are they're at home learning virtual.
Yes, ma'am.
That means that you all are working it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mr. Bruce, what have you found to be a challenge so far in the program? What's been the most difficult part for you?
It's nothing very difficult. It's just the time. That's about it.
Yeah, it's a lot of sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
All right, but you know it's going to be worth it. It's good sacrifice. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
It
Yes,
is.
ma'am.
It definitely is. All right, Mr. Bruce, tell me something you've learned since the last time I've seen you.
Well, since I've been coming, the last 2 things I learned was addictions never leave, but you will be addicted to it would be replaced by something else. Like I could be addicted to working now instead of being addicted to marijuana or alcohol.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. So here's the thing that I hope the courtroom heard, that there's nothing we can do to push a button, snap a finger, and addiction is gone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so some people come into the program believing that, are trying to convince me that that's what's happened. The addiction, that piece, that's why you have to work on it for a lifetime. It's recovery for a lifetime, because the one thing we don't want to see is for you to go from one addiction to another addiction, right? Or take on something that's harmful to you, because even work, too much of anything is not good for you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why you have to address the addictive behavior, and you have to do it every single day of your life to stay on a path of recovery. And so I want you to do that, because even with working, that could present some challenges, right?
Yes.
If all you're doing is working, somebody needs to mute their phone. If all you're doing is working, then, there's some other things that may suffer. And so we want to make sure that you're addressing the addictive behavior.
Okay.
Maybe that's you, Mr. Bruce, with all that noise in the background. That's okay. It's okay. I can't run nothing at DRP. Don't do that. They'll be to tell Judge Holmes, go have a seat somewhere. All right, Mr. Bruce. What do you need us to help you with before I hear from Miss Rob?
Nothing currently.
All right. You know that we're here if you need us, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Miss Robs, is there anything else that I need to know about Mr. Bruce on this morning?
He just has, good morning, Your Honor, Ebony Robs, Drug Treatment Court Case Manager. Mr. Bruce, as reported, is doing well. He does have 12-step meetings completed, Your Honor.
Okay.
And he is complying with JAMS negative screening. He's doing well, complying with all conditions of his contract for phase 1 in terms of therapy, testing, and meetings.
All right. Very good. So no issues with Mr. Bruce.
No,
that means, all right, that means Mr. Bruce will return to court to see me on November 12th. Is that correct? At 9 o'clock. Now, if Mr. Bruce is in therapy at that time, Ms. Robs, I'll need you to talk with him and let's adjust that time, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because I need him to be getting everything that he should be getting, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bruce, good to see you. Keep up the great work you're doing. Very proud of you.
Yeah, that's gonna be a therapy day.
It's a therapy day? All right,
Yeah.
let's shift it. What about what time is therapy?
It starts at 10:30, I believe.
No,
And ends at
starts
11.
at 9.
Okay. But
Get on here early, Mr. Bruce, okay?
I do.
All right, Mr. Bruce, get on here early. You can keep that date because it starts at 9.
Okay.
It's only 9:58. You're gonna make it to your therapy on time.
All right.
All right, Mr. Bruce, have a good day. Good to see you. Keep up the great work and be careful.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Are we ready on Miss Torres? We still trying to do Miss Torres's case.
Yes, Judge.
Where's Miss Torres? There she is. I mean, ask you to unmute your phone. All right, Miss Fikes, is this my last time calling this case?
I hope so, Judge. But I think so as well. So.
All right, very good. I have case number U2688585 for Caroline Torres. Ms. Torres has already agreed that to have her hearing in our courtroom. I see the prosecutor. If you could state your appearance, you all have to unmute in the courtroom. You all are still muted. There we go. All right.
Good morning, Shannon Walker, P53794, on behalf of the people.
Thank you and good morning, Ms. Walker. Good to see you.
All right.
All right, Mr. Fikes.
I had a conversation with Ms. Walker, and I appreciate her getting in contact with me so quickly. I believe there's an offer of a no contest plea. I'm not sure. I just want to confirm that with Ms. Walker. And
that's correct. And also because of the age of the ticket, I'm willing to extend the 12-month delay sentence.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And my client does wish to avail herself of that offer, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Ms. Torres, could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, correct.
Thank you.
I do.
All right, Mr. Fikes, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Rez, you understand that in this matter, you have a right to a trial, correct?
Yes,
And you wish to waive that right and enter a no contest plea at this time, correct?
correct.
You understand once a plea is accepted, you can't go back and change your mind after that. You understand that, correct?
Yes, I understand.
And you're making this decision freely and voluntarily.
Of course, yes.
And has anyone forced you or promised you into doing this?
No.
Your Honor, I'm satisfied as to her waiver.
I am as well. As to the factual basis for the no contest plea.
Judge, we would stipulate to the face of the ticket to establish the liability for the no contest plea.
All right, and pursuant to the face of the ticket, are you able to tell me what it says for the record?
I would ask if the prosecutor could help out on that a little bit.
Judge, we only have the register of actions in this case,
And if you
which
could just give me
indicates
date, that would be great. I'm good with it.
the offense date of July 15th, 2015 at 7:45 PM. The location of 20771 West 8 Mile Road in the city of Detroit. That she was a manager or operator of that premises, and that she did violate the rules and regulations of Detroit City Code regarding sexually oriented businesses.
Your Honor, for this hearing and this hearing only, we stipulate to that recitation of facts to determine liability.
All right, very good. I am going to accept the no contest plea on behalf of Ms. Torres, and I am ready to move to sentencing. Who wants to go first?
I can. We certainly appreciate a delayed sentence on this, Your Honor. I've talked to my client. I think she's filed some bonds in the past. They might be forfeited at this time, but I think there's a valid bond available. It might not cover all the costs and fees this court may impose, and we'd ask for a little bit of time a 2-week period of time to make up any additional payments.
All right, very good. Ms. Walker, is there anything you'd like to add?
Judge, people have no position in sentencing, leave it to the discretion of the court.
All right, you did make a recommendation for a delayed sentence, is that correct?
That is correct, Judge.
And it's a 12-month. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Ms. Walker. All right, Ms. Torres, is there anything you'd like me to know about you before sentencing?
No.
All right, nothing at all?
Judge,
I'm sorry.
Judge Jesse Reed, I did talk to Ms. Torres, and I would just put on the record, if the court would allow me, that she's 28 years old. She has 3 minor children. She's no longer in the entertainment business. She was a dancer back in 2015. She's no longer doing that. She's staying at home taking care of her 3 kids. She was very pleasant to talk to, very cooperative, very afraid. I told her not to be afraid. She kept interrupting me. She was afraid, but a nice young lady, Judge. Take all that into consideration. We've asked for nominal fines and costs, Judge. I had to say something because, thank you, Judge.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Reed. Ms. Torres, anything you'd like me to know about you other than what's been said?
Nothing at all right now, no.
Okay, very good. And so, Ms. Torres has already posted a $100 bond, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
All right, very good. And so I am going to do the 12-month delayed sentence, which means as long as you don't get any additional tickets and you pay your fines and costs in full, that this matter is going to be dismissed in 12 months. And so I'm doing the delayed sentence. I'm also going to assess fines and costs in the amount of $225. Ms. Drew, I'll allow the $100 bond to be applied. And so you'll owe us a balance of $125. And I need you to get that paid. I need you to pay it by, I think Mr. Ficus, did you say she needed 2 weeks to pay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll just do it. I'll extend it a little bit to November 18th, 2020. Get it paid by that date, that $125, as long as you get it paid. Then at 12 months, which would be, what are we in, October 29th, 2021. You don't have to come back to court. This matter will appear on my docket for review, and it will be dismissed without prejudice, okay?
Okay.
All right, if you don't pay that $125 by the 18th, you're gonna have some problems. So you wanna get it paid, okay?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I just go up to the courthouse and pay it there?
You certainly can, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yes, ma'am. All right, very good. And don't let them turn you away. You insist on paying that money, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good, very good. Thank you for your patience this morning. And I'm glad things worked out well for you, okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know.
Good. I appreciate you being here. Take care.
All right, you
Thank
too.
you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Fikens. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. I am ready on Miss Glenn. I do just need 1 second, please.
Your Honor.
Excuse me, young lady with the, I guess the pink coat, yes, what's your name? You're muted.
That's all right, the judge.
Oh, judge.
Yeah, we just.
Okay, hold on, the judge must have you muted. Hold on.
All right. Thank you for your patience. All right. I'm ready on Miss Glenn. Miss Glenn, if you could unmute yourself, please.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Glenn. State your name for the record.
Lisa Glenn.
All right, Miss Glenn. If it is not your hearing, I'm going to mute your phone. And you will be called in the order that you've appeared. Thank you so much. All right, Miss Glenn, do you agree to have your hearing in our virtual courtroom?
Yes.
Wonderful. I have the following case for Lisa Glenn. I have case number Z8072811. Miss Glenn, how are you today?
Good, and you?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. Miss Glenn, what has been going on with you? It seems like I haven't seen you in forever.
Oh, just working and just trying to stay busy.
Okay. How are things going with respect to your sobriety and staying on track with taking care of you?
Well, to be honest, some days are harder than others because I've been I just recently I lost my niece a couple of weeks ago. So it's been difficult for me, but I'm trying to stay in contact with my sponsor and I've reached out to my therapist. Yep.
I'm so sorry to hear that you lost your niece. How old was your niece?
She was 50.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very-
it just happened suddenly though. It was like overnight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And so I'm glad to hear you reached out to your sponsor.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear that. I hope that you've been reaching out to Mr. Yancey as well.
Yes, I speak with them frequently.
All right. And I'm glad to hear that you're maintaining sobriety even in the midst of a crisis. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Glenn. I know that's not easy. I know that's not easy, but I want to encourage you to continue to do it. You have so many wonderful things that are happening in your life. And so, in spite of all the other things that have happened and continue to happen, sometimes it can be hard to keep sight of or maintain sight of the good things. I want you to work real hard on that, of all of the good things that has happened in your life since you have been on this path of sobriety. Okay?
Yes.
All right. What can we do to help you?
Nothing. I'm just staying strong in my prayer because I definitely need it during these times. We keep having spikes at the job with the coronavirus. We had 2 people on my line that passed away too, just recently, a man and a lady. The lady, she passed at work on the line. So it's just real scary going to work. It's so many people there, and they just keep telling us that it's just a spike there. It's the cases where people are catching it is just continuing to rise.
Yeah, and a lot of it is because people are not understanding. We're still in a pandemic. We are not free to just roam around without mask, without gloves, without hand sanitizer. We're not free to do those things. And so the sooner we understand it, the better we will get. And then there's a likelihood we can turn this thing around. Until then, unfortunately, it is going to get worse because we're getting ready to have a weekend, festivities, a game. It's supposed to be a warm day or two. And so it's just unfortunate. So, but still do your part. That's what I'm encouraging people. If each one can reach one, do your part and hold the people around you accountable for doing their part as well. And so I'm sorry to hear that, but I am glad that you are utilizing the resources and the tools that have been made available to you.
Yes.
And so no issues with testing or anything to that effect?
No.
Right, very good. What can we do to help you, Miss Glenn?
Nothing at the moment.
Nothing at all?
No.
All right, you know that we're here.
Yes.
All right, very good. Mr. Yancey, is there anything that you need to tell the court by way of an update?
Your Honor, only that Miss Glenn's resolve is being tested and she's coming through.
She is.
Her screens are negative. She has reached out to her sponsor and to her therapist, like she said, so she is complying. And I try to keep up with her as best as I can. Her health sometimes fluctuates. So all things considered, she's doing a great job.
All right, very good, very, very good. And so, Mr. Yancey, I have Miss Glenn coming back for a face-to-face on November 19th, 2020 at 9:00 a.m. Does that work for you?
That's great, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Glenn, you don't have to wait that long to see us or to make contact with the court. We're here. I want to just encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. I know that you have a few things you need to do in order to wrap up with us. I'd like to see you get your driver's license before you leave this program. I would also, you still have a little balance, not a little balance, you have a balance that needs to get paid before you leave us. And so just a few things that you need to get done. And so, get them done because that time's going to sneak up on us so quickly. We're already going to be in November, what, next week? Next week. Yeah, I don't even want to think about it. That's the end of the year. Okay. So let's get it done because you've done a fantastic job. We're proud of you, and we certainly want you to enjoy the benefits of working the program and progressing as you should. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Very good. If nothing else, it's good to see you today. I need you to hang in there. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Take care.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
I am ready on Mr. Coulter. Mr. Coulter, if you could unmute your phone. I do know who's sitting in my box, and I'm trying, you all put it right in my view. And I'm telling you, Ms. Smith, I have no idea why you are sitting in the box in my courtroom. I have no idea. I'm certain I'm going to hear about it before I end this court session. But I'm going to tell you, Ms. Smith, Mr. Coulter said, please don't make the judge angry before she deals with my case. So I'm going to deal with Mr. Coulter. Because Mr. Coulter, Mr. Coulter, do you remember those days when you used to make me angry?
Oh, fine.
I don't want to see your tattoo in court. I don't want to see your tattoo in court. Mr. Coulter, do you remember those days used to make me angry?
Yes, those fond memories.
We don't do that anymore, right?
No, not anymore.
So Mr. Coulter said, please don't fuss at anybody else before you talk to me, right, Mr. Coulter?
Yes,
Look,
I'm
I'm
on your.
regrouping. All right. Mr. Coulter, state your name for the record.
Evan Coulter.
And do you agree to have your hearing in our virtual courtroom today?
I do.
Wonderful. I have the following case for Evan Coulter, U510-447-19. Mr. Coulter, it's so good to see you on this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Just getting some work done.
What kind of work you getting done, Mr. Coulter?
Well, I'm actually on the clock right now, but I'm working from home, so.
So you're trying to tell me to hurry up, Mr. Coulter?
Oh no, not at all. We can as much time as you want. I'm totally okay with that.
Right. What have you been doing since the last time I've seen you? Let me just say I'm so proud of you. I am so, you were one of those people I used to pull my hair out about. Like, I don't know how to help him. I don't know what to do. And look at you, Mr. Coulter. You are doing a fabulous job.
I'm
Do
trying.
whatever you need to do. You're doing a fabulous job.
I'm trying. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you are. You are.
I've been doing good though. Just staying busy with work. Working on some of the goals that I set with Miss Cleveland, and just trying to get through this whole pandemic thing. It's been a weird time. It's like a wrench thrown in like a toolbox that's already cluttered. So yeah, I've been figuring it out, but it's been good.
But isn't it wonderful to be sober during this time period?
Yeah, I was telling my mom about this a couple weeks ago, but it kind of happened at a good time because obviously like we had our little situation, and then the pandemic hit, and it kind of forced me to take time to really focus on myself rather than just continue to go through the motions of like, being stressed out and working and all this kind of stuff. So it definitely was a good time. And I'm grateful for it, which is, I don't know. I would never have like thought I'd be in this position a year ago. And that's a good thing. I didn't see myself growing as much as I did in this past year. So.
And you have, is there anything you can share with us about how you've grown?
I mean, where do I start? I was very reckless a year ago. I was doing things I should not have been doing. And with the help of you guys and my parents and myself, I kind of realized that I don't need to be in this position. And I don't have to continue to like subject myself to, nonsense and unhealthy ways. So, yeah, I've just been slowly but surely working on, getting myself in a better position and getting my mind right. And it's been good. I feel great. I feel like I look a little better. So
you do. You do. Very good. And you are so fortunate, Mr. Coulter, to have the parents that you have. They really care about you. And they were quite impressive to me. Just as parents of a grown person, sometimes that can be a very difficult challenge. You're grown, but you're still my child. I can tell you what to do, but I can't make you do anything. But your parents, they hung in there with you. And I really, really like your mother, because she's like, he's doing this.
Yeah.
No matter what. And like, if you catch a case, make sure they draw me as your judge. I got you.
You two are definitely.
Yes.
I have
So
a home and I have a mom for it. So,
there you go. There you go. So I'm very proud of you. I received a message from Miss Cleveland indicating that you want to travel. Mr. Coulter, you ready to travel?
So I am indifferent about it, but it's for a specific reason. Well, a couple reasons. Like I said, I'm working towards my goals that I set with Miss Cleveland. And I have a job opportunity down in Dallas, as well as a good friend who just moved down there. So I was going to kind of kill two birds with one stone and surprise her for her birthday, and also link up with the job opportunity. It's a startup, a creative consulting company. And hopefully when I'm done with this program, I can move down there. So.
All right. All right. And so how long are you planning to stay in Dallas?
It would just be like
trip?
days. The 20th, 2 days. So the 20th through the 22nd.
All right. And according to Ms. Cleveland, you found a testing facility that will get Ms. Cleveland the results in real time.
Yes.
All right. Very good. And so I don't have an issue with Mr. Coulter going to Dallas. He's been doing great in the program. Ms. Cleveland, I'll have you update me on all the things that he's accomplished, because you are also making a recommendation today for Mr. Coulter to be promoted to phase 3. And so I just need to update my notes. I have not updated my notes that I keep when I work remotely. And so Mr. Coulter, I'm going to grant your request unless there's an objection from someone on the team. I'm going to grant your request to test. However, you'll have to do a full panel before you leave. And if your color drops while you're there, you will have to test. And then you will do a full panel the day you come back, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. But I certainly want you, because your time with us is going to be winding up before you know it.
I
right?
know. Flown by.
Yes, it has. It has. And so I certainly want you to be able to travel. And so with that, Ms. Cleveland, if you could just update me, I know that he's finished his treatment. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. He has finished that, and he's actually pursuing to retain and maintain. He wants to go forward, continuing his connection to substance abuse treatment. He doesn't want to let it go even after he completes our court. So
Very
that was
good.
something that I thought was very, that was a good thing to hear.
Yes.
The other thing is, there's a few things. He is coming down here to pay his fees today. We are in communication about that. So he's going to pay everything off today. I'm going to meet him and make sure that all of that is applied to his account. He has scheduled an appointment for his course on marijuana class, which is Dr. Alexander. So those classes sometimes fill up. So he's got an upcoming appointment with Dr. Alexander.
Okay.
He is in the process of completing his arms. He's probably midway through that. He's doing it online. Yes, the online
Very
course.
good. Okay.
He is also, what was the other thing he was doing? Oh, community service. Yes, community service. Michigan Humane Society is where he's doing that. He plans by this weekend to have at least 20 hours completed, but there is a limit on how much he can do. I think it's probably because of the COVID situation and how many people can be in there. But he is moving forward with that. And his testing is compliant, 100% negative.
All right. Very, very good. What about his meetings?
Yes, his NA meetings are compliant as well.
Ma'am, you are in my courtroom. I'm going to mute you. If I hear you talking again, I'm going to take you out of my courtroom. We're in session. You joined us late. We're in session. I'm sorry, Ms. Cleveland.
No, that's all right.
Has he
Thank
completed his meetings, the requisite amount of meetings?
With the NA, I'm going to calculate. Last I had him at over 70. So I'm just going to find out exactly how close he is, because I know that he was doing more, including the substance abuse counseling with his other medical counselor that he was using, if you can hear me, his other medical counselor. So he probably is well over the number of hours that he needs, but we just want to make sure everything is good before that February potential or tentative graduation date.
Yeah, I currently have 123 meetings so far.
Yay.
All right, very good, very good. So he's on track, no issues with Mr. Coulter. And so there's nothing keeping him in phase 2 as long as he stays diligent about doing the things that you've identified on the record. Is that correct, Ms. Cleveland?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, any objection from any of the team members as to Mr. Coulter's promotion on today?
No objection, Judge.
All right. If no objection, then I need everybody in the courtroom to join me in congratulating Mr. Coulter on his promotion to phase 3. Congratulations to you. Yeah.
My first one. Yay.
All right, Mr. Coulter, look at us. All right, Mr. Coulter, phase 3, not the time to cut corners, not the time to make excuses. You must continue to work diligently. You must continue to get up and do the things that you're supposed to do, because we're shooting for recovery for a lifetime, right? And
Right.
so also, I hope I don't need to remind you, but just in case, that the penalties, the sanctions are much harsher in phase 3, because this is the phase where you show yourself first, and then the court that you are ready to maintain your sobriety with little or no court intervention. And so, Mr. Coulter, I am so proud of you. We've come a long way. And I'm just expecting great things from you. I am expecting great things.
You will get great things.
I better, or your mom and I will be tucking the belt first, me or her, right?
Right. Somebody.
All right, Mr. Coulter, I won't see you again. Let's see. November 26th is Thanksgiving, I believe. We're off.
Yes, that's right.
So, Miss Cleveland, I'm going to have you do a face-to-face with Mr. Coulter on November 23rd.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you all can set up the time. Let's put him for 9 o'clock at this time. And so you all do a face-to-face and then get him back on track with his court dates, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Coulter, continue to do well. Good to see you.
You too. Have a good rest of the day.
You do the same. Be safe, sir, while you're traveling during COVID, all the way down to Dallas.
I will do my best.
All right, very good. All right, I am ready on a Mr. Callaghan. Galen?
That's
Callaghan?
a counselor for Miss Henson. Miss Bruce, Yolanda Bruce, and Mr. Callaghan are both in the counseling services from the Guidance Center.
Wonderful. Then Miss Henson is next. She's next on the list. Good morning. Miss Henson, let me unmute yourselves.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I see Miss Dyches and somebody's half a face. Good morning.
Miss Dyches is my new sponsor.
Miss Dyches, very good. All right, very good. All right, Miss Henson, state your full name for the record.
Stephanie Henson.
And do you agree to have your hearing today by way of Zoom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wonderful. I have the following cases for Stephanie Henson. Case number SP 102-11891 and case number U390-45817. Miss Henson, how are you doing overall?
Good. I've got a lot accomplished. I completed the ARMS program. I got enrolled in Pregnant Moms Head Start. I attend 4 meetings a week still, plus the groups at Stanford House. And I've been keeping up on my Guidance Center appointments. I test 2 times a week, and I've been nesting because the baby will be here in 12 days.
In 12 days. I saw you a little dozed off in court. I didn't say anything because I'm like, oh, she's tired. And I understand it. All right, you're feeling good. You're sober. Miss Henson, very good. Now, Miss Cleveland, I do want to hear from you, and then I'll hear from the counselors about where we are and where we're going, because in 12 days, life is going to change tremendously for Miss Henson. So, Miss Cleveland.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Toshi Cleveland, case manager for Miss Henson. She's still totally engaged with her treatment protocol. She's been compliant with everything, including her screenings. They're all negative. She is still going to her meetings with the counselors at Guidance Center, as well as getting sufficient meetings, probably over the expectations at the Stanford House. She's going to remain at the Stanford House though until after the birth of her son, and she's going to stay there because I think she indicated something about there's no stairs where she is, so or something like that. So she doesn't have that added burden of going up and down the stairs. But we are working together to get the transitional living, where she's going to be moving into permanent housing after the delivery of her son, and probably around the end of December, maybe the beginning of January. But she does tell me that she's comfortable staying where she is right now.
And are they comfortable? Are you all comfortable with keeping her at Stanford House? I'm assuming that's a yes.
I am. I think
Yeah,
that,
that's an arrangement.
yes.
We need
There was a
arrangement
lot of
for her.
discussion about that, and she had changed her mind several times, but I believe what she's progressing with now is going to be the best for her right now.
All right. Look at you making good decisions, Miss Henson.
Yes, I got nervous. You know, I've had this structure my whole recovery, and I don't want to have Hunter and then have no structure and a newborn. So I really just wanted to take, you know, the first 2 months maybe to adapt to motherhood.
With the structure.
Yes.
Look at you. Awesome. You should be proud of yourself. Good decision. I applaud you for that. All right.
Thank you.
I do want to hear from the counselors. Thank you for being in court this morning. Who wants to go first? Ms. Bruce or Mr. Am I saying it right, Callaghan?
Callaghan, yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I just want to touch base real quick about it. I'm most impressed that she's doing very well. But a concern is for me is I track the data, and she was last seen on the 16th, and then 2 missed appointments or canceled appointments since then. And part of the recovery is really being consistent in appointment keeping. She did see our case manager, but the case manager will help with housing and linking and resources, but the therapy is critical. So I just we gave her a tablet so that we could see her via Zoom, because coming in person was difficult. So she was given a tablet with data so that she can attend meetings like this. So
and she missed 2 meetings?
Yeah, 2 canceled appointments, and the last appointment was kept on the 16th. So that's the last time Galen would have seen her. So I'll let Galen discuss the rest. But
yeah, we did give Miss Henson a tablet. So there was some difficulty in attendance in in-person meetings, which Miss Henson had indicated were more beneficial for her. So we're hoping that the tablet will be better, that we have a more face-to-face. But other than her attendance, I mean, she's in an active stage of change. She has a high degree of motivation to continue to remain in recovery. She's had significant progress towards her goals, and continued attendance in AA and NA. And she's working with the new sponsor. So yeah, it's just those couple of meetings, but we're hoping that the tablet will be a change.
All right, very good. Thank you. Well, I do want to thank you all for making the necessary changes to make therapy accessible to Miss Henson. And so, Miss Henson, can't miss appointment. You're talking about structure and having a new baby. The therapy is critical.
Yes, Your Honor. And me and Galen have been discussing more personal stuff lately too, so I'm hoping that it's going better, I think, in the past month.
Okay. I really need that's a part of my court order. You can't miss any more appointments. You have a tablet,
okay,
right there, and push some buttons and there's your face.
Yes.
Ears and all of those good things. That's going to be so important for you, Ms. Henson, okay?
Okay, Your Honor.
All right. I have your commitment to comply with my order?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much. I need that. I appreciate it. All right. Is there anything, Ms. Henson, that you need us to do to help you to stay on track?
No, I think that's... I also wanted to let you know that my Southgate probation is closed.
Good. Very good.
I got that one closed, so now it's just drug court and 36 and Lincoln Park.
All right, and so you don't have anything left in Melvindale or Flat Rock?
Nope, or Flat Rock I do.
Okay.
I haven't been able to reach them.
Okay, we want to work to get all those things cleared up before you finish, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. I'm very proud of you, though, Ms. Henson. You're doing a good job. I do
Thank
need you
you.
to go to your meetings, to your therapy. No more missed therapy sessions. That's not going to go well for me. And so, 'cause it's very important that you do those sessions, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, keep us posted on when Hunter, that the baby's name?
Yes.
Hunter, I love it. Very good. Keep us posted on when Hunter arrives. I am going to schedule you for a face-to-face with Miss Cleveland, and that will take place November 18th, 2020 at 9:00 a.m. You all can work out the logistics, okay? But I know that you're in constant contact with Miss Cleveland, and she'll definitely update me. And so I wish you well. Hang in there. I'm expecting you to be a great mother. Being a great mother includes being sober and clean and on a path of recovery, because not only do you deserve it, but Hunter deserves it. Okay?
Yes.
Very good. Anything else, Ms. Henson?
Celebrated 9 months. Oh, I just celebrated 9 months on the 26th.
Yeah, come on, let's celebrate Miss Henson, 9 months of sobriety. Miss Henson, so proud of you. Yes, we are. All right, very good. Is there anything that anyone else would like to add before we close out Miss Henson this morning?
No, oh, sorry.
She's progressing well. Oh.
Congratulations, Miss Henson. Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Miss Dyches, I see you changed your hair color. You doing what you're supposed to do, Miss Dyches.
I'm finding myself, Your Honor. I think I like color now.
All right, finding yourself. That's fine. And I hope that you're discovering how wonderful you are and how smart you are and how you deserve so much better in life. I hope that's all a part of finding yourself, right?
Absolutely. That's the only searching I'm doing right now, Your Honor.
There you go. Very good. Very good. All right. I'll see you all on, well, face to face with Miss Cleveland November 18th. Update us on the status of Hunter, okay?
Okay, thank you.
And thank you, Ms. Bruce and Mr. Callaghan, for joining us this morning. Thank you.
Have a great day, Your Honor.
All right. You all do the same and be safe.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Right. I see that Ms. Porter has joined us, and I'm ready to do Ms. Porter's case. Good morning, Ms. Porter.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, ma'am. You're on your break from teaching?
Yes, indeed. You see
Yes,
behind me?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, Ms. Porter, state your full name for the record.
Kimberly Ann Porter.
All right, Ms. Porter, you're in our virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your hearing in our virtual courtroom on today?
Yes, I do.
Wonderful. I have case number Z8060571 for Kimberly Porter. And so, Ms. Porter, we're all here on the team. How are you doing?
Well, thank you.
You're doing well. Okay, tell me
Yes.
what that means to you, that you're doing well.
I am adjusting to this virtual life. I have the most patient young people working with me, even when I'm on mute and I'm running off with the mouth, and someone will, there's a chat box to rectify all of that.
Yes. All right.
I'm compliant with you all, and that's it.
All right, very good. How are you feeling about the program so far, Ms. Porter?
Like it's a road to China, and I'm only in Ohio right now.
But you see China on the map, right? Your map has China on it, right? As long as China is on the map, we can deal with being in Ohio. But I'm telling you.
Quote from one of the meetings.
Okay.
I try to encourage myself when I'm on that road. I'm in Ohio. I see China on the map. And this is what I got from one of the meetings Monday. This moment is not forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This moment is not forever.
I'm very
Yes.
reflective. I write down a lot of stuff.
I am too. And that's a good thing, because sometimes you just have to remind yourself, right? When you get in that place, like, I'm never going to get to the finish line. I have to do this for too many months, that this moment is not forever. So I have someone that gave me from my church, Miss Hackett, who gave, I think she gave it to my husband and I hijacked it. And it's a placard that I have on my nightstand when I open my eyes in the morning. And it says, I didn't do everything in one day either. And then the signature is God. And it just kind of puts my whole day in perspective. Because I wake up and my mind's racing. I need to do this, and contact this person and make sure I look out for this person. And then I look at that sign and it just kind of calms me, like, okay, if he didn't get everything done in one day, then I'm really
that's rich.
expecting.
I'm gonna write that down.
Come on, write it down. She's a very wise woman, by the way. And so I think she gave that to my husband. I hijacked it, and it just says, I didn't do everything in one day either. And then the signature is God. Yeah, he didn't do it all in one day. And so today I'm trying to get it all done, but if I don't, I'm gonna give myself a pass. How about that? And sometimes we just have to put life in perspective, right? And so I'm glad that you're very reflective, because that's going to help you on this journey. But I will guarantee you, one day, we have people that do 2 years with us, and one day they look up and it's like, whoa, I thought this day would never come. I don't know if you were on for the young man, Mr. Coulter. Started
Was
off.
that last 2 weeks ago? He was ill.
I don't know
He
if
had
that
some
was
health
Mr.
issues.
Coulter.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
but he was on today. But he started with me. He was only supposed to be with me for 90 days. And then he hit some snags and he had to do 2 years. Guess what? He has about 3 months left with me of a 2-year term. And it seems like for him, because of the progress, like it was just yesterday. So I just want to encourage you. It's not forever. China is on the map. And one day you're going to look up and say, wait a minute, what am I doing? What am I doing in China? How did I get here? I was just in Ohio yesterday. There you go.
That's it.
Absolutely. What are you struggling with? What do you need us to help you with?
I have Miss Rob if I have any kind of issues, but I don't have any struggles, any issues.
Yeah.
I know I have the support of this Zoom ID number. I can zoom in.
Yes, ma'am.
So I understand my resources.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Are you still doing your treatment?
The therapy?
Yes.
Yes.
And how's that going?
2 weeks. I sent my report to Miss Rob. It's going well.
Okay. It's going well. Do you find it to be helpful?
Yeah, I like this guy. Every week or whenever I come in here, I'm just enlightened by the program as far as the education. The guy, he also had the same issue as me. You know, I kind of look at it as if, especially when I first started, that I was isolated, but I'm finding it's a lot of folks. It's a lot of folk. I didn't know that. I mean, that's because I lived in some kind of bubble, but you know, appearances. How about that? Just appearances.
There you go. Appearances. And I mean, and I wish that's the one thing I miss about the courtroom is where when we were all in the courtroom, you got to see people from every single walk of life. And you understand that, look, I'm not in this by myself, and everybody has challenges, irrespective of race, upbringing, education level, profession. And you know, the one that sticks out with me, we had I think it was a Harvard graduate that was in the program. And, you know, he gave us a run for our money the first like maybe 60, 90 days, because he wrote a whole dissertation about how his program should work. And what he didn't know is I was a past educator too. And so I critiqued it and gave him his grade and gave it back to him. And then we were able to kind of meet on some common ground and respect the fact that this is not about being a bad person. This is just, you know, it's about life and challenge, and we all have them. We all have them. So very good. What do you have question-wise for us today, Ms. Porter?
I don't have a question this week. The last time you answered it, I told you I had concerns about Holly. Was it Holly or
Howell going to our
Howell?
sobriety weekend? Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So you
Okay, and
answered it.
hopefully you and Ms. Robs, have you all started having conversations about that? It's kind of early, but have you all started having conversations about it?
We just the general.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Not any specifics. I don't have anything. I'll let you know.
You don't have it in your little book yet. All right, Ms. Porter. All right, Ms. Robs, anything you want to add this morning or to update the court on as it was in regards to Ms. Porter?
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Porter. She's doing well, Your Honor. She's compliant in all aspects of phase 1. She has, I do need to get an update for her AA meetings, Your Honor. The last I had was 41. How many meetings do you have, Ms. Porter?
56.
56. Thank you. But she's compliant with testing. I do have her progress report. She's doing extremely well, Your Honor.
All right, very good. If no issues, Ms. Porter, I am going to see you. I'm going to put it off to November 18th. And so, or Ms. Robs, you can do a face-to-face with Ms. Porter on November 10th. Which one is better?
Which one would be better for you, Ms. Porter? A face-to-face on the 10th or a court date on the 18th?
You know I'm gonna select the 10th.
Okay. All right. And you can, I'll let you select what you want, Ms. Porter. All right. So November 10th.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. 2020. I'll put it down for the 10:45, which is what we usually do, but you all can work out the logistics of that. And so, Ms. Porter, keep doing what you're doing. Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens, anything you all want to add at this time?
Judge, I would just congratulate Ms. Porter. Good report. You're off to a good start. Keep up the long work, good work that you're doing. And I want to say, China is not that far away. It's not that far away. You'll be to China before you know it. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Ms. Porter.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the encouragement, Attorney Reed. Appreciate it.
Yes.
You're muted, Mr. Fikens.
There, maybe I'm fixed now.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Porter, it's always a pleasure to see you. It's always good to hear from you. I like how you write things down in that book. Keep up that great work. I tell you're an educator, obviously, but it's always a pleasure to talk to you, and congratulations on a job well done.
Thank you so much, Attorney Fikens.
All right. So face-to-face with Ms. Robs, November 10th. And of course, you know how to get us if you need us prior to that time. Keep up the great work you're doing. Very proud of you. And I hope we encourage you, but I do want you to know you encourage us as well.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Y'all
Take
have
care.
a great day.
You
Take
do
care.
the same and be safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, Ms.
All
Rob.
right.
See you, Ms. Porter.
All right. I have Ms. Hammonds on. Ms. Hammonds, can you turn on your camera? Ms. Katrina Hammonds?
You disabled it.
I did, because you had a lot moving going on. And
Sorry
it's
about
hard for
that.
me to focus. That's okay. I'm asking you to start your camera for me. There you are. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Good. Who do you have with you?
My daughter.
Your daughter. Good morning, daughter. You are
Good morning.
beautiful. Good morning. Is she waving?
Yeah.
All right. Miss Hammonds, state your full name for the record.
Katrina Marie Hammonds.
All right, Miss Hammonds, and you are in our virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your hearing by way of Zoom this morning?
I do.
Wonderful. I have the following matters for Ms. Hammonds. I have case numbers 145-652-011, case number 16245-645-1, case number 173-909-131, and case number 18045-95601 for Katrina Hammonds. All right, Mr. Yancey, before you tell us about Ms. Hammonds, there are a few people, Mr. Fikens, who has joined us on today, and they are here on arraignment on the bench warrant. I believe we have a Porsha Parker, as well as there is a Brianna Davis. And so I would like for you, for Ms. Drew, and then there's somebody on Beep's iPhone. I have no idea who that is. But I'd like for you to go in a breakout room and get those ROAs from Ms. Drew so that
Yes, ma'am, I sent them too.
you've already sent them. So Mr. Fikens, who would you
Yes,
like to
ma'am.
go into the breakout room with first?
Yes, Judge, first of all, I have not received, I have the ROA from Brianna Davis. I have not received the other ROAs from Ms. Drew. So I
Okay,
can,
I'll send Porsha. I'll send
which
Porsha
one
now.
is Brianna Davis? Who's Brianna Davis? You are. I'm gonna ask you to unmute, and then I'm going to rename you Ms. Davis, just so we know who you are, okay? And good morning to you. So Ms. Davis, you're gonna go in a breakout room with Mr. Fikens. Then Mr. Fikens, let's make sure, send him Ms. Parker so that he can go in
Okay.
with Ms. Parker as well when he's finished with Ms. Davis. Ms. Davis was on first,
thank you, Judge.
okay? And then there's somebody on a notepad, A10. I don't know who that is. Okay. And so let's see, Ms. Davis, I'm going to assign you to breakout room. Wait, before I do that, I have to do this so I don't mess. I'm going to assign you and Mr. Fikens, Attorney Fikens, to breakout room number 4. So please accept that invitation.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Reed, I don't believe that Ms. Hammonds has any issues. Would you like to do the breakout room with Ms. Parker?
If I can get some ROAs, Judge, I have no problem. I don't have ROAs for Ms.
I
Hammonds.
sent them all at once. I won't be doing that.
All right, Ms. Parker, if you could start the camera and unmute your phone. Send Ms. Parker's to Mr. Reed. And so, Ms. Parker, I'm sending you to a breakout with Attorney Reed, and you all will go to breakout room number 5. Let's just make the best use of our time, okay?
Yes,
Okay.
Judge.
All right, very good.
Wow.
Accept that invitation. All right, and so I don't know who is on notebook pad K10.
Yeah, Your Honor, if I could, that's Miss Lane. That is, that's Crystal Lane. That's Miss Rob's client.
Okay, that's Miss Lane.
Yes.
All right, so let's do it. Let's go to Miss Hammonds, Mr. Yancey. I'm ready.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you for your patience.
Yes, Your Honor. Kenneth Yancey on behalf of Sobriety Court. Your Honor, Miss Hammonds, she's doing quite well. I talk to her every Wednesday, and she's still at Eastwood Clinic.
Okay.
She is almost finished with Eastwood Clinic. She's been doing anger management there, and she's doing quite well. Her regular outpatient treatment. She continues to screen negative, which is super great.
Yes.
Also separately doing NA meetings, and she has her children participating in individually because of a lot of issues that have gone on since she's been with us. So that's good. So she's doing well, and I never reported it, but there was a short period of time where I had her at the Salvation Army before the pandemic, and at that time, since she wasn't working, she did complete her 40 hours community service.
Oh, very good. And that's for her contract?
That's for her contract, Your Honor.
Okay, so, very good.
The biggest thing I think we have, especially since her screenings have been well, is her fines and costs. She hasn't been really working because she's helping to take care of her dad. But other than that, things are going pretty well considering. There was a lot of chaos in the beginning. A lot of things have calmed down. So things are going pretty well right now.
All right, and for Ms. Hammonds, Mr. Yancey, she does not need the sobriety video, is that correct? Or the alcohol highway safety?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, very good. She does need that driver's license, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and then with respect to, does she have the high school diploma? You have the high school diploma, Miss?
Not yet, no.
She needs to work on that GED by way of goals.
Yes.
GED and her license. And I also indicated that I wanted her in domestic violence counseling. How's that going?
It's going pretty good. I actually decided to stay with the same counselor because she was able to address it at Eastwood Clinic. And because it's the same counselor, I'm able to go over like everything with her. And I've actually, not due to domestic violence, but I actually had to call her over the weekend in regards to almost having a breakdown about my dad's health. So she was able to assist me and help me out in that area. So it's actually going very good.
Very good. How is your dad doing, Miss Hammonds?
Ups and downs right now. Sorry, I always get emotional, but I'm getting a little bit stronger talking about it. He has like cysts around his kidney, like cancerous cysts, like lymph nodes around his kidney. And on top of having a bad liver and being a diabetic, he's not doing too good. So they did radiation because the cysts were causing his kidneys to like push on his back, and he wasn't able to walk for 2 weeks. So he's out of the hospital now, and now he's on multiple medications. So where I'm just assisting him in doing that and helping him as he's going. So
all right. Very good.
Hold on.
And how are the children doing, Miss Hammonds?
They're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good. Only kind of struggling with the Zoom meetings with their teachers, with staying active on that, but we're getting through it. So we'll struggle. And then of course with the boys being boys, they've already broke one of their computers, so I've had to replace it. And other than that, just keeping their computers put up and keeping them on school. They're doing good.
All right, very good. Are you still at your mom's house?
I am.
And how's that working out?
It's going pretty good. Especially with me being able to be there with my dad to take care of him right now. I think it's kind of what I need because, sad to say, I don't think he's going to be around much longer. So I just want to make the best of it right now. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. And you're sober. And so you can be of good help to your dad right now and spend some quality time with him, right?
Yeah, so that's like my main issue, and that's what I've been doing right now. Especially with my mom working as much as
I can't hear. I'm sorry.
Especially with my mom working as much as she's been, she really needs me there because they have him on like fentanyl patches. So we have to like monitor him all the time so he doesn't like have a seizure or like an overdose to the medication because they have to keep up in the dosage.
Okay, got it. What do you need us to help you with?
As of right now, nothing at the moment. I think I'm doing pretty good. Or I'm looking into classes for GED, so maybe that I can get some assistance with.
Okay, all right, and I'm sure Mr. Yancey can point you in the right direction.
Yeah, Mr. Yancey, me and him talk a lot. He's actually been very helpful to me. And I kind of bug him too. Like my counselor because he's
You're not bugging Mr. Yancey. He's good. Mr. Yancey would rather you bug him than for something to happen and then he has to come and see me. Right, Mr. Yancey? There you go. So continue to bug Mr. Yancey. It's all right with him, okay?
Okay.
All right. Very good.
And then I do have some procedures coming up that I want to let you both know about for
okay, I want you to have, hold on. I don't want you to put that on the record in open court. I'm going to have you have those discussions with Mr. Yancey, and he'll give you instructions about medications and what you need to provide to us so that you stay in compliance with your recovery, okay? But I don't want to
Okay.
place that in open court. We're streaming live, all right?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Very good. Very good. All right. Anything else, Ms. Hammonds?
No, not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Nothing you need us to help you with.
No.
All right. Mr. Yancey, what do you want to tell me about Ms. Hammonds?
Just that she's doing pretty well. She's progressively getting better. Even though she has a challenge with the situation with her father, she's getting stronger. And treatment is helping her with all the aspects of it. And then with our constant communication, she has a nice support system right now. So she just needs to stay the course, do the few things left in her contract, and she'll be in good shape.
All right, very good. Mr. Yancey, where are we with her driver's license? Last time we were together, she expressed that she really would like to get her driver's license.
She needs to pay her fines and costs first before I can get that process really going.
She needs a restricted license?
No, I shouldn't need a restricted license.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't need a restricted license. I have to double check. I don't know what's holding her license up besides whatever tickets she has. I'll double check that.
All right, let's get that done because I don't want her out there even thinking about driving, right?
No, I won't.
All right, very good, because you're in problem solving court. We're helping you. You have to help yourself and you have to obey the law. And so, Mr. Yancey, can we please, Mr. Fikens, if you could, you all get together and let's get her on track to get her driver's license sooner than later.
Yes, Judge. I mean, Mr. Yancey and I will do that.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Anything else for my consideration? All right. Okay. I'm going to have you do a face-to-face with Mr. Yancey. That will be November 18, 2020 at 9:00 a.m. Okay, you all can work out the logistics of that face-to-face, but I need it to happen, okay? And then hopefully she should be able to get a license within the next 3 weeks because she doesn't need a restricted license. There may be some things she needs to do, but let's try to get that done before she comes back to see me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Hammonds, I want you to continue to be safe. Keep up the great work that you're doing. And we're here if you need us, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. I will.
Take care.
You as well.
Very good. I'm ready on Miss Lane.
You stop it.
I'm ready on Miss Lane. If you could unmute your phone or unmute and turn on your camera. I'll ask you to start your video. Miss Lane is not with us. I'm going to keep it moving. Let's go back to Miss Davis.
Yes, Your Honor.
No. I'm sorry. Who had that's Miss Davis. That's Miss Davis.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. I have the following matters for Brianna Davis. You 509-28919. Miss Davis, please state your name for the record.
Brianna Davis.
All right. Good morning to you, Miss Davis.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us on today. Do you agree to have your hearing, your court proceedings by way of Zoom in our virtual courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Mr. Fikens?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. First of all, we thank you for the opportunity to hear us today, Judge. She did post a $300 bond. It appears that she took a guilty plea in front of Judge Garrett on October 7th of 2019. I believe he was filling in for you at the time. He gave her a 9-month delayed sentence, and I don't remember it, Judge, but I do recall his method of operation would be to give a person until the end of their delayed sentence time to pay any costs and fines, which is contrary to how you do it. But Judge Austin Garrett gave her that opportunity. The trouble is that she had to make payment sometime in about July of 2020, which was right smack dab in the middle of the court not accepting payments and right in the middle of the coronavirus situation. So she attempted to make a payment online. It was rejected. So we understand, Judge, and we apologize for not taking care of our business. And we would ask if this court would allow the bond of $300 to pay for the $300 fine that's owed. And if the court would be so kind as to maintain the delayed sentence. She did comply with all other aspects of Judge Garrett's order, and that is not to pick up any other cases and to make payment. And she stands ready to make payment today, Judge.
All right, very good. And so, Ms. Drew, I'm going to ask you to unmute. I think I don't know if you all muted or if I muted you. My apologies if I did. I'll ask you to unmute and just confirm that Ms. Davis has in fact paid all of her fines and costs.
Yes, she has, Judge.
All right,
She don't have any other open cases.
And if there's a warrant, her balance is zero. Is that correct?
Let me look right here. Her balance is actually $300.
And there's an open bond of $300, Judge.
Oh, there's an open bond.
The same.
So,
yes.
So let's apply that bond, please.
Okay. Okay.
And then I am going to dismiss the matter without prejudice, pursuant to the delayed sentence. Okay?
Yes,
thank you very much.
Wonderful. Ms. Davis, you are all squared away. You will get your paperwork in the mail, your dismissal. Make sure you hold on to it, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. Thank you for your patience this morning.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Ficus, I don't know what happened to Miss Lane, and I don't know what happened to the other young lady that I sent to the breakout room, Miss Parker. Well, maybe they're just not. Maybe they're coming back right now. All right, very good. Miss Lane, are you there?
Yes.
You need to get in your camera,
I'm
Miss
sorry.
Lane. All right, are you ready to, you need to adjust your camera so I can see your face. There you are. Good morning to you, Miss Lane. Miss Lane, unmute yourself. Miss Lane? You're unmuted. Can you just say something so I can know that I can hear you? All right, I'm gonna keep moving. Miss Hammonds, you joined us again. Is everything okay?
You said you were going to put me in a side talk with Mr. Yancey. I didn't know if you want me to call him or do that through Zoom.
Oh, no, he'll call you. You all will talk, okay? All right. All right, very good. All right, Miss Lane is having some technical difficulties. So until she gets that corrected, Miss Robs, I'm gonna keep moving. I have Porsha Parker up next. Mr. Reed, are you ready on Miss Parker?
Yes, somewhat. Yes, Judge. Thank you.
All right, very good. Miss Parker, if you did unmute yourself, state your full name for the record.
Porsha Parker, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Do you agree to have your hearing today in our virtual courtroom?
Yes, I do.
Wonderful. I have the following matters: U-268-819-15, U-510-58519, U-510-89319, and U-510-97219 for Porsha Parker. And so, Mr. Reed, how are we proceeding?
Yes, Judge, thank you. I discussed these matters with Ms. Parker. She had a total of four tickets.
No, you're not gonna do here in my courtroom. So I'm gonna take your video off. We're streaming live.
You're not talking to me.
I'm pulling it together. Just give me 2 seconds. All right, Mr. Reed, what are we doing with Ms. Parker?
Thank you, Judge. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to Ms. Parker. Ms. Parker has a total of four cases. They are all in the entertainment area. She posted bonds, $500 bond on one case and $200 bond on each of the remaining 3 cases. I believe she has a total of $1,100 up. She wished to resolve these matters today. I indicated that it might be possible for Mr. Fikens to talk to the city attorney and get her some kind of deal if the court wants to do that today. We're
Well,
at
I
the court.
certainly, if people want to get squared away today and they've posted a bond, I would like to do that. Mr. Fikens, can you work on that? Because I will need Mr. Reed for Daisha Smith. Miss Drew, if you could contact the case manager on Miss Smith to find out why she's sitting in my courtroom, but I need an attorney.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then let's see if we can square I'd like to get Miss Parker squared away on today since she's been with us, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. If with the court's permission, I will leave the virtual courtroom and make contact with the prosecutor.
Mr. Fikens, as I indicated, she is wishing to resolve these today if there can be a good plea agreement worked out, and you know what to do. You're the man, so.
Thank you, Mr. Reed.
All right, so Miss Parker, I'm gonna mute you, and when they're ready, we'll let you know. Thank you for your patience, okay? All right, very good. All right, who has Daisha Smith's case?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. Wait, one second. We are at today at 11:30. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but we'll give it a good old try. We certainly will. Let's see. I need to pull because Miss Smith, I was not planning to see Miss Smith other than at her next hearing.
Yes, she was just in court on Monday.
I sent the message, Your Honor. I was wondering, when I didn't get a reply, I sent it to you yesterday at approximately 10 a.m.
Yes, if I don't reply, that means I didn't get it. Usually I'll give you all thumbs up or say something. So if I didn't reply, that means I didn't get it.
I apologize, Your Honor. Would you like me to resend it to you?
If you could, who do I have coming to me from the jail?
We don't have
Good morning. From the jail. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Can the deputy? Sir, tell me your name because I don't have anybody scheduled today from the jail.
William Buchanan.
He's probably in the wrong. Let me check, Judge. He might be in the wrong courtroom.
All right. Let's find out where you're supposed to be, Mr. Buchanan. Okay. All right. Very good. And so, Ms. Rob?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you could send me, or you could just update, is it something you can update me on the record? So Mr. Reed will know too, so that he'll know how to respond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do we need the prosecuting attorney?
We may, Your Honor, we try to do some resolution, problem solving resolution before today. But I do need to contact Mr. Williams from Lake Ridge Village. And when you receive the message, Your Honor, it'll make a lot more sense as to why Ms. Smith is here and Mr. Williams is needed. They, as of yesterday, Tuesday, I apologize, Your Honor, right after court, Ms. Smith's court date, I received a phone call from Mr. Williams at Lake Ridge, and that Ms. Smith had an incident in the facility with another client, with another peer there, where a male who at the time was identified as AJ was invited to the facility by another peer who had shared living status. I spoke with Ms. Smith about the incident, and Ms. Smith stated it was because she needed a SIM card and the other guy needed a phone. What Lake Ridge is reporting, Your Honor, is that they believe that it was Rashawn Jackson. It was not.
No. Let me tell you what you won't do is you will not talk with Ms. Robbs. You will not talk over Ms. Robbs. Ms. Robbs is reporting information that was given from the facility. So sit in that box and under that mask, keep your mouth closed. Thank you very much. Ms. Robbs. Ms.
Yes, Your
Ross,
Honor.
are you saying to me, after all of this work that you have done, after all of these exceptions and hoops that Mr. Williams jumped through to keep Miss Smith at Lake Ridge, made it clear that she could not violate any of their policies, that she violated one of the policies?
Yes, Your Honor, to the point where they actually discharged her from the facility.
I need you to get Mr. I have to mute the jail. It's too much noise for me. I need you to get Mr. Williams into this courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where are Miss Smith's children?
Miss Smith's children are with her aunt, Your Honor.
Good. And I hope it's an aunt that can keep them for a while. I need you to get a prosecutor and Mr. Williams. Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
We're not going to. Mr. Fikens, Mr. Reed, I don't know who's gonna go where and how and talk to Miss Smith, but here's where I am, my frustration. Miss Smith has a felony charge that is pending that another judge, not only from 36, but also Third Circuit has said, Judge, we're gonna give you a chance to see what you can do with Miss Smith. At this point, Miss Smith is being defiant, and I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to tolerate it. Too many hoops have been jumped through for Miss Smith. Too many ways have been made for Miss Smith. Too many exceptions have been made so that Miss Smith can stay with her children, stay in treatment, and stay out of jail. But let me be clear. If Miss Smith wants to be in jail to ride out until she can have a trial wherein she has been accused of preparing a dwelling for arson, I'm going to sleep all night knowing that she's there. I just need the whole world to know that. I need everybody to know I'm going to sleep well because I have done everything that I could do to keep Miss Smith out of jail and in a place where she can work on her recovery, work on her issues, and be a mother to her child. She is consumed with everything else but that. So if she wants to sit in jail and ride it out until she has a trial regarding preparing the dwelling to burn it, then I'm gonna let her sit in jail and I'm gonna sleep all night. I'm gonna add an extra hour of sleep. We get ready to change the time. I'm gonna sleep an extra on Miss Smith. Who wants to talk with her and where y'all wanna talk with her at? Because I'm frustrated.
Judge, I would go into a breakout room with Miss Smith if I could get into a breakout room with her someplace.
Miss Ross, where can you break her out so she can be in a room with Mr. Reed? Because I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. We have spent way too much time and resources and begging and pleading and working for Miss Smith. Everybody working for Miss Smith but Miss Smith. Hell, I want to quit. I'm ready to quit. Where am I sending her?
Your Honor, I can try to log in to the Zoom on my cell phone and then have Miss Smith step into a private area.
Okay, that's fine. But let me let the officers know she is not free to leave. She is not free to leave. She is not free to leave.
If she could go back in one of the conference room, one of those side conference rooms and take the cell phone and get online, then we could break off.
Can y'all do that? Who has a cell phone?
I have a cell phone, Your Honor. It's just that our side room has been occupied at this time. So I was going to see if I can.
Can they unoccupy it so that Miss Smith can use it? Who's occupying the side room?
Absolutely. It's Miss Branch, Your Honor. I can ask her to allow us to use it.
Miss Branch is in there with the case. She's in there with the defendant.
Yes, Your Honor. She's on. I believe that we're trying to see if the deed.
Well, you said it won't be no signal. Can we try?
What's your carrier? I have AT&T.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Are we ready? While y'all work that out, let me know when you're ready for me to move you to a breakout room. I want to keep moving. Were we able to get some resolution or some offers after Ms. Parker?
Your Honor, I believe the Ms. Walker is in the courtroom right now preparing an offer, I believe.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Ms. Walker. And Ms. Walker, I'm gonna need a prosecutor for Daisha Smith, who is sitting in my courtroom in the box. I'm gonna need a prosecutor.
Thank you.
Okay, Judge.
All right, I see Ms. Robbs connecting. Ms. Robbs, please make sure that you maintain the appropriate distance. I want you to be safe. You ought to be safe.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams.
Oh, is she on there?
Miss Robbs, you're frozen. I'm not certain where she is. It's good reception. Someone needs to let her know that.
That's what she was talking about.
Thea? Thea, not this one, somebody else.
Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens, as soon as
Miss Parker.
I need Miss Smith to be where she can hear what Mr. Williams is going to say to me. So even if she's in the courtroom, I just need her to hear, because she has a right to hear what Mr. Williams is going to tell me today. That's going to influence what I decide to do. So get her in a place where she can hear Mr. Williams, because I'm not going to tie him up all morning. Miss Walker, I want you to hear what Mr. Williams is going to tell this court on this morning. Is Miss Smith where she can hear?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm not doing
No,
well.
look, I put it down, babe. She told me that she didn't want it in there at all. I told her I would bring it out to the lobby.
What is that?
That's because it's an echo, because it's from the judge's phone.
Let's turn it
All
off.
right, Mr. Williams, I'm not happy this morning. I just received a message. Ms. Robbs tried to notify me on yesterday. The communication did not come through, so I was very surprised to see Daisha Smith sitting in my courtroom on today. And so now I'm just getting to her case because I've had a full docket this morning. And I wanted to hear from you why Ms. Smith is sitting in my courtroom and what happened, because what I do know is you all have jumped through a number of hoops. You all have made a lot of concessions, a lot of exceptions. You've realigned some things. You've changed some things around, all to accommodate Ms. Smith. I hope that you are aware that Ms. Smith has a felony that's pending in Third Circuit Court. And the judge from Third Circuit, as well as the judge from 36, they have allowed her to stay with me in hopes that I can help her so that it will work in her favor with respect to her felony case. And so instead of having Ms. Smith sit in jail, you all were notified so that we could get her in a place to get treatment where she could be with her children and she could work on her issues instead of sitting in jail until she had her court date, where she has been accused of preparing a dwelling for burning. She also has a no contact order for the gentleman that is not supposed to be there. I wrote his name down somewhere in the world, but I think his last name is Jackson. And so I'm confused why today, after earlier this week, you just made it clear to Ms. Smith that she had to follow all of the rules, that she was on restriction. She would not have any interactions for 30 days, that she could not go anywhere unattended. I'm not understanding why not even 48 hours, or maybe it's 72 hours. Ms. Smith is now in my courtroom with an issue. And I think I heard somebody say you all have released her from the program. So Mr. Williams, can you tell me what's going on, please?
Yes. During this happened 2 days ago, literally after the last court date with you, after we discussed.
It was the 27th. Today is only the 29th.
Yes. So on the 27th, after, of course, court, and me and my father staffed her to have a discussion, adjust a schedule, kind of a day program that I was discussing with you that morning. We were putting all that in place. Not even towards the end of the night, I got notified by my staff members that there was an individual that entered our facility. And what occurred was this individual, and the person, so I have a mentally vulnerable man that's in shared living status, and our shared living individuals are allowed the privileges of bringing individuals in a facility. However, they go to a designated area and they do not go upstairs for numerous reasons why we don't do that. The individual brought a man with him, and we got to add that this was happening during a shift change. So as someone was holding the desk down for the official person that was scheduled to be at the desk, he brought the individual in. However, the person that was at the desk, whom has some mental challenges herself, was able to recognize that they were going upstairs, and she knew that that's not supposed to be happening. So she notified one of the individuals, which the man went upstairs. So staff member went into the individual's room. He asked him, "Where's your they're looking around. Where is the people at?" Neither of the two guys was in the room. They go downstairs. The individual was in the basement. The man in my shared living program, the one with mental vulnerabilities. They asked him, "Where is the guy that came in with you?" He said, "He's in my room." They said, "No, he's not. I just left your room." He said, he then admitted and said, "Okay, he's with Deja." They go upstairs. They go into Deja's room. They ask, "Where is the individual?" She said, "There's no one in my room." My staff member proceeded to go down to the hall and look down the hall, and they saw the individual walk out of her room. As this was going on and they're facilitating this man to exit the facility, mind you, this man is extremely large. He's pushing about 300 some odd pounds. And this is what brings into the safety of our facility into this equation. As the facilitating and getting the man outside the facility occurred, Ms. Deja went downstairs to the case manager, Ms. Smith, and said, "Mr. Johnson is going to say that there was a man in my room and there was no man in my room." My case manager proceeded to tell her, "We know that there was a man in your room. Stop lying, and we know what happened." So she went upstairs, and that's when pretty much she had an individual in her room, and she was claiming that it was for a cell phone or something like that. And she basically coerced this mentally vulnerable man into believing that he was going to get a cell phone out of doing this. And he later admitted that she set up everything. So now I'm dealing with the issue of her manipulating. Clearly, and Ms. Robbs has talked to him. He clearly has mental vulnerabilities. And she also, because he violated this rule, his housing is in jeopardy now, which he requires a lot of monitoring and a lot of assistance. Now, so pastor is extremely upset with him, which I had to step in and save this man's housing because he's not going to make it outside of our community. So not only she manipulated our system, she manipulated this man, and due to the fact that she already came in from a domestic violence incident, we are under the belief that this was the same individual. Now, I'm not going to go off speculation, but just given everything that's gotten involved, now we have a safety issue. It's one thing if she engages in behavior outside of the facility. We bring them in, we talk, we try to staff, we try to figure a resolve out and try to see the lesson in the situation. But once you start bringing things into my facility, now we're dealing with a serious safety issue. I have children that live in here. I have older individuals that live in here. And I have mentally vulnerable individuals in here where this incident that we're under the assumption was the man that put his hands on her could have came in my facility and placed not only my family in danger, everybody else in my community in danger. At this point, with that going on and Deja continuously lying or trying to manipulating her way with this situation, we went on and discussed the discharge to have her to end her participation in our program, just due to the numerous violations, continuance of noncompliance, and manipulating our program, and frankly, manipulating all the empathy that we provided to her. Now, I'm not going to go here and bash her and make her seem like she's a bad person, but she definitely needs some help, and she needs to address some of this non-compliance or issues with authority that she has, because it's making the situation worse for her. And at this point, with what's happened with COVID, with what happened with her and that individual and the domestic violence. Deja has become too much of a risk and a liability and frankly a danger to my community now. And that's what constituted her being discharged from the facility.
Williams, look, you all have done everything that you can do for Deja. I'm convinced of it. So I want you to know you still have this court's vote of confidence. I don't know if anybody else from the team before Mr. Reed or Mr. Fikens go into a breakout room with Ms. Smith. If anybody from the team have any questions for Mr. Williams, Mr. Williams is in court, looks like several times during the week. I'm not going to hold him all morning. So,
Judge, if I may, I just have one or two questions. First of all, I want to preface it. Absolutely, Mr. Williams, you have the right to determine who resides at your facility. And if any individual is not following the rules, you have the right to terminate them. I put that out first. I just wanted to ask a couple questions. This 300-pound unknown man, was he ever identified by name? Did he ever tell who he was?
Yeah, so pretty much they're saying his name is RJ. And the issue why and the only reason why we're thinking this may be the individual because of the age he's in his 40s or something like that, which matches the age of the individual that she got in an incident with. And yeah, so they were claiming his name was AJ.
Okay, and whoever was claiming this was told this by AJ or RJ, or they saw an ID or driver's license?
Like it was RJ or AJ or something like that. And the problem is that the individual that she manipulated, he made it seem as if he knew him. And he did not know that man whatsoever. That's what we found out the following day after. We were told that he said, I know him, but it was a mutual friend of ours. And basically he had phones and you could set it up. We were like, it was still a mess from that. But you still got to add that dynamic that he said he knew him. But then he admitted and said that he did not know him, which caused even more concern with that, because we don't know who he is, and given the fact with that situation that involved her and a man that with the domestic violence.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. I was just trying to get some clarification as to the identity of this 300-pound unknown man. And from what I've heard you say, an initial is the best that someone could come up with for him, not a full name or anything like that. That initial, is that about right?
I just want to what Mr. Reed was saying, but the bottom line is no one should have been in her room.
As soon as he crossed that room, complete violation.
He went, whether she orchestrated it or not, shouldn't have been up the stairs. And definitely should not have been in her room.
100%.
All right. Anybody else have any questions for Mr. Williams, Ms. Walker, Mr. Fikens? No questions. All right. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Mr. Williams, thank you. I'm sure you'll still be seeing us, but thank you. I appreciate everything you all have done. Thank you for jumping into the courtroom for us this morning.
Thank you.
All right. Very good. All right. I'm ready to place in the breakout room. Who's going in the breakout room with Deja?
I will, Judge.
Yes, you do that. Okay.
Your Honor, I just need an offer sent to me by the prosecutor on the board.
All right. I see Miss Walker is in there. And so Miss Walker, do you have an offer for Mr. Fikens?
I just got the file, Judge. One moment.
All right. On Miss Rob's phone, I need you all to accept the invitation to breakout room number 4, please. On Miss Rob's phone, if somebody could accept the invitation, let them know I need them to go to breakout room 4 with Mr. Reed. All right. Are we ready on, you said you just need the offer on Miss Parker?
Yeah, I'm trying to give it to him. I'm looking forward to this one right here. Sorry about that.
Can someone let Miss Robs know that her phone needs to accept the invitation to the breakout room so Miss Reed can talk, Mr. Reed can talk with Daisha Willis? Daisha Smith, it's been a long time.
Going to accept it, hold on.
All right, it is 11:30. We were supposed to staff at 11:30. Clearly, we're not. Let's take care of, are we ready on Miss Lane? Who has Miss Lane's case?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, Miss, I know you're on double duty, you're shifting all around, but your phone is still not in the breakout room.
We don't know where to put her. We don't know where to put her. Because it's the signal. We can't hear nothing. Nope.
All right. While you Mr. Reed is asking for her. Are you all gonna figure it out?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
We're
wonderful.
moving on locations.
Right here.
All right, I don't know, Ms. Parker, I don't know what you're showing. I'm stopping your video though. All right, come on, let's do Miss Lane, please. I have the following matter for Miss Lane. I have Z8060021 for Crystal Lane. Miss Lane, state your name for the record. Miss Lane, come on, Miss Lane. We've been working on your problems all morning. What's going on with your phone, with your device? Miss Lane trying to get her hair braided. She's trying to be in court. And her volume won't work. Come on, Miss Lane. Miss Grimes, is Miss Lane in good shape?
Yes, she is, Your Honor. She's
I still need
compliant
to
with
talk
testing
to her.
at jams.
Hold on, I need
I'm
to
sorry.
talk to her. I need to make sure she's okay with having her hearing. She logged out. All right. Mr. Fikens,
Yes,
do
Judge.
you have an offer on Miss Porsha Parker?
I do. We're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
I'm going to proceed with Miss Parker. Miss Rob, see if you can get with Miss Lane and ask her to, let's see, wait a minute. Come on, Miss Lane, I'm rooting for you. Are you there? Miss Lane?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Let's do Miss Lane, everybody. All right. I put the case on the record Z8060021 for Crystal Lane. Somebody's talking louder than me. Let's make that correction. All right, Miss Lane, state your name for me.
Crystal Lane.
All right, Miss Lane, you're in our virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your case heard by way of Zoom this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Lane, how are you doing?
Pretty good in yourself.
I'm doing well. You getting your hair braided this morning?
I'm trying to.
I know. I said she can't do her hair in my courtroom. That's gonna mess up my psyche.
No, I thought my video was off.
It's okay. You are right. That's right. Get your hair together. We don't discuss this COVID. We don't mean we let our hair go, right? All
You
right,
always
Miss
look fabulous every time.
Lane. That's right. We are supposed to. All right. So, Miss Lane, you doing well?
Yes, ma'am.
You've been with us only a couple of weeks. What do you think of the program so far?
I have nothing bad to say about it, actually.
All right. Anything you're struggling with so far with the program?
The time is on the drop. That's about it. But other than that,
What problems are you having with the drop?
I just wish it was an earlier time because if I don't make it in the morning and I make it by the next drop be about 5 o'clock, and that's pushing it close to my job time. So if I'm not the first person, then I'm late for work.
Okay, so in the mornings with your color drops, you're already at work. Is that what happens? Why can't you get up and go early in the morning?
Like 5 in the morning. So
I'm sorry.
I get off for work at 5 in the morning. So therefore, by the time I lay down, if I don't wake up before 9 or before 8, because I gotta make it there by 9, then
you miss
if I have to come at 5 o'clock, it's the majority of the time I'm gonna be late for work.
All right, let's push it. Let's push it and try to get that morning drop in. I understand that having to work and all of that good stuff, but it sounds like you're doing everything you're supposed to do, though.
Yeah, I'm making it happen. But I just hoping that it's another facility I'm making it to
that may be a little bit more in the middle of the day type thing or something like that?
We can't determine the testing hours at the facilities, so they are what they are. Ms. Robs can have some discussions with you about maybe changing your facility that may have some different hours. I don't have the answer to that either, but Ms. Robs have those discussions. But what I do want to say to you, Ms. Lane, is I applaud you for getting up, making the sacrifice, because you haven't missed any drops.
No, ma'am.
All right, so work with Ms. Robs on maybe changing your facility, okay? But until then, continue to drop when your color is dropped, okay? When your color is called.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. How are you doing at Care Inc.?
You said at Care Inc.?
Yes, ma'am. That's outpatient treatment.
No, I'm with Henry Ford.
Oh, I have you written down for Care Inc. You are with Henry Ford, and Ms. Robs, the courtroom is muted, so you all will have to unmute the courtroom. There's too much noise. All right, so you're with Henry Ford Behavioral?
Yes, ma'am.
How's that going?
They rescheduled my intake because his secretary had double booked. So they had me starting November the 3rd because they said by it being my first time, it'd take a little longer than usual.
All right, I really need you to get that assessment done and get into your outpatient treatment. It's mandatory and it's critical to you getting on track and staying on track and remaining on track long after you're finished with court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. All right, is there anything that you need us to help you with, Ms. Lane?
No, ma'am.
Nothing? All right, let me hear from Miss, somebody's talking really, really loud. Let me hear from you, Ms. Robs, as to Ms. Lane. What do you want to update me on? I know she started with us October 1st. She's a 12-month contract. She's doing her meetings virtually. Miss Lane, is
Yes,
that
Your Honor.
correct? You're still doing
Yes,
your
ma'am.
12-step meetings?
Yes, ma'am. Virtually.
Yes, ma'am. She's testing, and she's going to have her assessment at Henry Ford on November 3rd. So, Ms. Robs, anything that you need to
Yes,
tell
Your
us
Honor.
about Ms. Lane?
No, not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Lane, tell me something that you learned in your meetings or that you took away from your meetings, because you're supposed to be writing it down.
I don't currently have my notebook with me. I
Can
do
you
right
remember
now.
anything?
Other than I don't know, our last one was entertaining. Basically they were just talking about taking it one day at a time. They were talking about the young lady, whatever, had went out to a party. She was in a bad situation and she ended up drinking. And they were just saying to keep yourself away from areas where you know you may be tempted or things of that sort. Don't put yourself in basically the lion's den if you know you're not, strong enough. So that was basically what we were talking about the last meeting.
All right, Miss Lane, very good. You're paying attention and you're keeping your journal, right?
Yes, ma'am. I just don't currently have it with me. If I had it with me, I will tell you my notes.
All right, well, you did a good job today. Very good. I want to make sure you're getting something out of those meetings. Mr. Fikens, is there anything you'd like to add?
Oh, I just want to encourage her, Your Honor. She's doing a great job. I like her attitude and her approach, and keep up the great work, Miss Lane.
Thank you.
All right, very good, very good. And so, Miss Robs, what I'd like to do, since Miss Lane is doing so well, is that I would like to schedule Miss Lane for a face-to-face with you on November 10th
Yes, Your Honor.
at 9 o'clock, and you all
Yes,
can
Your
work
Honor.
out the logistics and then get her on track. I'm going to be looking at doing a little better docket control, because I think that we're front loading and it's making it very difficult for us to get through in a timely fashion, because I'm going to take as much time as I need, because that's the nature of the docket that we have. And so I want to look at some docket control. And so if you could do that face-to-face for me, let's do it.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
And then we'll get another date for her to get her back online with her 2 weeks, okay?
Yes,
How does
Your
that
Honor.
sound to you, Miss Lane?
That's fine.
All right, wonderful. Keep up the great work you're doing. Very proud of you. And we will see you in a couple of weeks, okay?
All right, thank you. I thought I saw you on the voters ballot.
I am. Yes, I am.
I definitely voted for you.
Thank Thank you. All right. Thank you. Glad to hear
No
people are
problem.
voting. Get the message out. Everybody must vote.
Well, I'm telling all my people about it. I'm definitely putting the word out.
Wonderful.
The time.
You can't change what's going on in our world if we don't vote, right?
Definitely.
There you go. All right. Good to see you. Keep up the great work. Go ahead and get your hair finished, ma'am.
I'm trying. All right. You have a wonderful day and happy birthday.
Yes, ma'am. I had a good birthday. I did. Thank you.
No problem.
Take care. All right. Are we ready on Miss Parker?
Sure, Your
That'll
Honor.
give Miss Robs a chance to breathe. Go breathe, Miss Robs.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
I'm literally at a clinic and they're trying to basically tell me that I have to reschedule if I don't get off the phone. And I'm trying to tell them I'm just trying to get a plea together and everything and go back into the clinic, but they're trying to. I
Do
just
you
wanted to
have
know.
2 minutes? Do you have 2 minutes? It shouldn't
2
take
minutes
long.
because they're tripping.
Okay. All right. So here we go. I've already put Porsha Parker's 4 cases on the record. Mr. Fikens, Attorney Fikens has already talked to her. Mr. Fikens, do you have an offer from the people?
Yes, we do, Judge. If she pleads guilty to the indecent exposure case, the court would consider dismissing the other 3 matters that she has. So
You're in great shape. All right. Wonderful. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
Wonderful. All right, Mr. Fikens, let's do it.
Yes, Your Honor. Ma'am, you understand that in all these matters, you have a right to a trial, correct?
Yes.
And you wish to waive that right and plead guilty on 1 matter today, correct?
Yes.
Are you doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you or promised you anything to get you to plead guilty today?
No.
I'm satisfied as to her waiver, Judge.
I am too, as to the factual basis. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Ma'am, back in 2019, were you working in the city of Detroit in a gentleman's club?
Yes.
And on the date and time of the ticket, did you engage in exposure of yourself?
Yes.
Indecent exposure? I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I'm satisfied as well. I'll accept your guilty plea. And I'll accept your guilty plea. And I'll follow the recommendation of the prosecuting attorneys and dismiss the remaining 3 matters. The guilty plea will be asked to you 510-58519, and all the remaining matters will be dismissed. Mr. Fikens, your client did post a bond, and on this particular matter, the matter that she pled guilty on, did she post the $500 bond on that one?
I believe she did, Judge.
Ms. Drew, can you confirm that? You all are muted. All right, let's figure that out. And so on the ticket that she's pled guilty on, the ticket she pled guilty on, the ticket she pled guilty on, that bond, I'm sorry, the cost is going to be the $200. The fine is going to be $225. So the total owed is $425. On the remaining matters, Mr. Fikens, she has to pay her warrant costs, but everything else will be refunded to her, okay?
Thank you very much, Your Honor. We appreciate that. And
All
thank you
right,
for
Ms.
the
Parker.
opportunity.
And let me just ask, Ms. Walker, was that guilty plea pursuant to a delayed sentence?
No, Judge, we dismissed 3 other matters. It was not a delay sentence.
There we go. I just want to make sure my record is clear. All right, Ms. Parker, things worked out very well for you.
Thank you. I'll see you again
working today?
tomorrow. I have you again tomorrow for court. They have me down for 2 court dates. So I'll be seeing you again tomorrow. I'll be into your Zoom again tomorrow. We'll talk about those matters then, but I'm at the clinic right now trying to get a termination.
Okay.
And they're trying to put me out of the
Well,
office.
ma'am, you still talking to me. Go to your appointment. Goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Judge, I don't think she has anything tomorrow.
She doesn't.
She don't have
She don't have anything in our office. Oh.
Okay, we'll deal with that tomorrow. We'll deal with it tomorrow. All right, are we ready on Daisha Smith? Can somebody check and see if we're ready?
Hold on. The judge is ready. You ready?
If they're ready, I'm ready.
Like, come on. Go ahead
can't hear you.
You muted yourself, Judge.
No, we can't hear. We can't hear you, Judge.
No.
No. This sounds funny. We can't hear her.
Can you get off that end?
Yeah,
I'm trying to get off. It was in a breakout room.
Okay, can you all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, very good. Okay, I have case number 1706128-501 for Daisha Smith. Miss Smith, please state your name for the record.
Daisha Smith.
All right, thank you. Oh, Mr. Reed is trying to get back in. Give me 1 second. Let's give him a second to join us.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Attorney Reed, thank you. Sorry, we messed up a little bit. We are on the record. And so, Mr. Reed, here we are. Where's the case manager? Ms. Robbs in the courtroom?
Yes,
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. I just want to make sure you're where you can hear me. All right, Mr. Reed, what are we doing?
Thank you, Judge, for the opportunity to talk to my client in the breakout room. I did have conversations with her. She disputes what some of the information that was given out today. She indicates that she, in fact, never invited anyone to come up into her room. If someone came to her room, it was uninvited. I think someone did come to her room, but it was not someone that she invited. And the person who came into her room uninvited was not the same person that she has the criminal case with or assaulted her. It was another individual. So it's confusing, Judge, but she indicates that the uninvited person came in without her knowledge. And
Now, Mr. Reed, you, Miss Smith, and you were privy to what Mr. Williams indicated. They knocked on the door and asked her where was the person, and she said no one was in her room, only for them to then see someone leaving her room. So it's a little bit late to claim that now somebody was really in my room, but they were uninvited. Because when somebody knocked on that door and said, where is that person? She should have said then, they're in here and I didn't invite them in.
absolutely
A little bit
correct,
smarter
Judge.
at the game. You got to be a little bit smarter at the game. Go ahead,
Absolutely.
Mr. Reed. What do you want to say?
I say absolutely correct, Judge. That information should have come out at that specific time, but I'm hearing the information today, and that's my client's position, in that she did not invite someone in. If someone was there, they came in uninvited. But again, there shouldn't have been anyone in the room
No
under any
one.
circumstances. So
No one.
and
No one. Why would you open your door to someone uninvited? Why would you? And then why wouldn't you report that they're uninvited when staff comes to ask you, where is this man that we know is in your room?
that's correct, Judge. Now, when I say uninvited into the room, I don't know if that person, and again, I think the person was not the person that the court said she couldn't have any contact with. It was someone.
No, Mr. Reed, that's not my point. I'm choosing not to deal with whether or not it was the no contact person. I'm gonna give her that one today. The bottom line is when she was here on the 27th, we made it, I did, Mr. Williams, Ms. Robbs made it clear that this was it for her, that she could not violate any more rules at Lake Ridge. And not even 24 hours later, she's at it again. To the point now they put her out because the safety of their community has been compromised. And Ms. Smith is not getting it. Yes, Mr. Reed.
Yes, Judge, I understand, and I agree with the court's indication that she does have some problems understanding. I was in the breakout room, and I explained to her that 2 days ago we were here. We laid out some rules and regulations, and we're having problems 2 days later, 48 hours later. It's not a good thing. But I don't believe my client is intentionally defiant. I think that she is, I don't know the term, she sometimes doesn't understand what's good and what's bad. I mean, she takes things too lightly, Judge. She assumes that there's no problem in doing things, and there is a problem in doing things when you're under orders not to do certain things. So
That's simple. Thank you.
yes,
Miss
I mean,
Smith, go ahead, Mr. Reed.
you know, example, you know, sometimes it's hard for people not to smoke, and you tell them you can't smoke, and they go and smoke anyway, and they don't see a problem in smoking. But we tell Miss Smith, you can't do this, you can't do that, and then we still have problems. And believe me, Judge, in the breakout room, I tried to explain to Miss Smith the problem with doing the things that she does. And I don't know if she gets it or not, but I want to help Miss Smith. I want to program to help Miss Smith. That's all, Judge. I'm through. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Smith, what do you want to say for yourself before I hear recommendations from the case manager as well as from the prosecuting attorney? And then Mr. Reed, I'll let you do the closing recommendation because you are going to be sanctioned today. What do you want to tell me?
AJ has been, his name is Antonio Johnson.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
His name is Antonio Johnson. They have allowed him to come cut my son hair before. He has been in the building before.
Come, wait, hold on. You're not gonna talk with me. Hold on, Ms. Smith. What you're not gonna tell me is that somebody let someone come into the building, into your room at night to cut your son's hair. Not gonna happen.
That night, he has already came. Just can you let me talk that show? He has already been in the building. Confirmed by Ms. Gina. You can call Ms. Gina. I've been there since September 4th. I call her, I asked her.
Smith, why when they knocked on your door, you didn't? Now, Mr. Reed, this is the third story. I need y'all to understand. I listen very well, and I'm talking. Mr. Reed, I listen very well, and I watch the ID station. So I'm almost a detective. Now, this is her third story, because the first story was that nobody was in her room. Okay, then the second story is somebody came in uninvited. Now we on the third story that AJ was cutting the hair. Go ahead, but I want you to make it real good. Go ahead.
No, this was not somebody new to the building, is what I'm telling you. He has been in the building before. Now, I let the Carly Nash, that is the other resident at Lakeridge, he said he was going to pay me my money back on the first. So I let him borrow $130 to get him a phone. We both have Boost Mobile. So I asked AJ, can he go get the phone and bring me my SIM card? I never asked for him. Now I did. I'm not just gonna sit here and tell you that I didn't know he was gonna bring them up. I thought he was just going out there to get the phone and stuff. I'm out $130. They put me out the building, and I felt like I was doing him a favor. Like, he said he needed the phone, I needed a SIM card. I'm like, all right, you're gonna give me my money back on the first. But this is not nobody new to the building, is what I'm saying. When Mr. Johnson came upstairs, you're right, I could have just been like, okay, he asked me, is somebody in your apartment? I'm like, no, because as soon as he knocked on the door, I told AJ he had to leave. But it was literally just a transaction with a SIM card and the phone. I let the guy, Carly Nash, keep the phone. I didn't take the phone from him. I told him to keep the phone. When I talked to Ms. Ross yesterday, I talked to my CPS worker and everything, and that's just it. The only thing I lied about was when Mr. Johnson came upstairs and said, is he in your room? I should have said yes, but I knew right then I was in trouble, so I just made him leave. Like, as soon as he said, Ms. Smith, do you have company? I said no, but I asked Carlise to go downstairs because I was washing clothes. And the washing machine, the dryer guy
Like he said, he was in the basement. Mr. Williams just said that. He was in the basement trying to we couldn't get the the dryer, because you got to put coins in it. So I asked him, could he go down there to try to pull it, get the dryer started for me. As soon as Mr. Johnson came upstairs and asked me, was he, in my apartment, I kind of knew it was like, it was no coming back from that. So I told him no, and then he left. I told him he had to leave.
So this is the person who comes, Miss Smith. Yeah, Miss Smith. So this is the person who comes to cut people's hair in the building, right?
He only came and cut my son hair one time. Mrs. Gina let him come cut my hair.
I didn't ask you all of that. I didn't ask you all of that. I didn't. I asked you, this is the person, maybe I need to rephrase my question, who comes into the building to cut your son's hair, right?
Yes, he has cut his hair one time.
Oh, okay. And so somebody should have known who he was, right?
The lady that at the front desk did not know him.
All right. And what time was this? What time? I'm asking a very pointed question. What time was he in that building coming there? What time was he? What time did this take place?
You're talking about the other night?
Yes, ma'am. On the 27th when you were in court.
It was like 7 o'clock, about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
And so should you have had anybody in your room on that night at 6:30, 7 o'clock p.m.?
No, Judge, I should not.
And what was he coming to the room for? He wasn't coming to cut hair, right?
He just came to bring me a SIM card for my phone and to give Carlish the phone that I brought him.
Okay. And so you knew that you should not have had anybody in your room, right?
Yes, but I did not ask Carlish to bring him upstairs.
I'm sorry. You had to open up your door to let him in. So let me redirect you to take responsibility for your choices, because what you're not going to do is have someone who has been described as someone who has some mental health issues now take responsibility for letting somebody up to your room. That's what you're not going to do. That you're not going to do. And so, Mr. Williams,
I take full responsibility.
No, you didn't take full responsibility. I gave it back to you. You was trying to put it on the person that has mental challenges. And then I said, no, I'm not letting you do that. And I gave you back your full responsibility. I said, Mr. Williams, I'm sorry to bother you today, but I have one question for you. Can you hear me, Mr. Williams? He's probably trying to move to a place where he can hear me, because you're frozen right now. Miss Smith, what's the protocol if somebody's coming up to visit your room? What's the protocol? If you were having a visitor, what should you do? Just open the door, let them come in?
I called Miss Gina first and asked her, is it okay?
And then do they have to sign in or something like that?
Yes.
Oh, okay, and they have a time that they come and a time that they have to leave?
Well, not my mother, but yes. Miss Gina usually calls me and let me know.
I don't want all that extra. I don't want all that extra. You answered my question. Yes, except for your mother. And so you also know that on the 27th, not even 24 hours before this happened, Miss Smith, that Mr. Williams said to you that you are on restriction. And I said that's a part of my order, that you are on restriction. You know that, right?
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. I just wanted to make sure you knew the answers to my questions. I just have a couple of questions, maybe one or two questions for Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, I'm sorry to be stalking you so much on today, but this is important to me because my response is not going to be a pleasant response for anybody on today, and I want to be okay with my response. Mr. Williams, Miss Smith has indicated that the person who was in her room is a person who has come to that building before to cut her son's hair. And while it was 7:30 in the evening, and she realizes that he should not have been in her room, but he was somebody who's been in that building. I just need you to respond to that because I didn't have that piece of information when you talked with me earlier.
The person that she is saying that came to cut her son's hair, I discussed that with my case manager. They said that she asked if it was her brother to cut her son's hair. And they said that they seen who the brother is. And they said that is clearly That's
Was
not
that
the
the same
same.
person?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Miss Smith, anything else you want to add to this story so I don't have to keep calling Mr. Williams?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I bet. Mr. Williams, I have one other thing I'd like for you to clarify for me. If in fact Miss Smith was allowed to have company or a visitor on that date, on the 27th of October, what would have been the protocol?
The protocol, because apparently he had a phone or something like that. She could have, and we were all in the facility. She could have grabbed one of us, asked us, I have someone that has something that I need to get, a phone or whatever it is. Is there any way we can make a way where he can enter the facility? And we would have found a way to adequately have it happen. But the second he crossed into her room, she caught that's complete violation.
Absolutely. And then one last question. Who is Miss Gina?
Miss Smith I have a case manager that she meets with 2 times a week. However, I'm the oversight over it because you guys require a clinician to be working with your guys' clients. So I oversee her, and that's why she's in my OP caseload. But Miss Gina closely works with her.
Okay. But didn't you say Miss Gina knew that this person cut your son's hair?
Yes.
So Miss Gina, did Miss Gina see the man who exited her room?
She never was down.
I'm not talking to you, Miss Smith. I'm sorry. I'm talking to Mr. Williams.
No, Mr. Johnson was the one that was sitting down and watched the individual walk out of the room.
Okay. But Mr. Johnson, had he ever seen the individual who came to cut her son's hair?
Yes, because actually Miss Gina called me to ask if it was okay, and Rodney was the one that was watching over and facilitating. That's how he was able to see the difference, to know the difference, that was not the same man that cut the son's hair.
And you say Miss Gina called you to ask if what was okay?
If it was okay for her son to have his hair cut, because you're not doing haircuts, mess, all that. So you got to ask me for that to happen. And given that it's the son, we allowed that to happen. And if technically it would have happened in fellowship hall, but we allowed it to happen in her room. So that was just another example of us bending rules and accommodating what she needs.
Thank you. Mr. Williams, I just want to make sure, prosecutor, case manager, defense attorneys, do either of you have any questions for Mr. Williams?
And for the prosecution.
No.
No, Your Honor, for Ms. Robs.
No, Judge. No.
All right, very good. I promise you I won't call you again. Thank you. I promise. All right. Thank you. All right. I'm good. Miss Robs, I'm going to start with you. What is your recommendation?
Your Honor, after speaking with additional staff, Your Honor, I do admit that we have had several times where we bent over backwards for Ms. Smith. The recommendations that we come up with, Your Honor, is 10 days jail, and then once released, going to Salvation Army. Ms. Smith called Salvation Army yesterday once we found out that she was going to be discharged. So we need to call, if possible, Your Honor, to call back to see if they will hold her spot. But the recommendation, Your Honor, is 10 days jail and release into inpatient.
All right, thank you. I'm going to go to the prosecutor at this time. Your recommendation?
Yes, Judge, I concur with the recommendation, Ms. Robs. I've had a chance to speak with her. I've had a chance to listen to Ms. Smith, and I know a lot of Ms. Smith's history, and it's a stream of bad decision-making is what this kind of boils down to. I concur with 10 days jail and then release to Salvation Army.
All right, Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens, defense attorney.
Yes, Judge, thank you. Let me preface this before I make my recommendation. Miss Smith makes a lot of bad choices. I don't think she's a bad person. She may, as the city attorney said, poor judgment making. I think we can help Miss Smith. I believe Miss Smith needs our help. I know Miss Smith can do jail time. She did 4 days not too long ago. She did jail time on the arson case before she got a personal bond. So I know she can do it. She can do the 10 days, but I'm not recommending 10 days. I'm recommending that if she can go in the Salvation Army today or tomorrow, that she go into the Salvation Army and get some treatment. Treatment over jail time is what my recommendation is. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, I would concur in the recommendation by Mr. Reed. Obviously, we always like treatment over imprisonment, although we understand that Ms. Smith we got to get a message to her somehow. And we hope that's through treatment. We recommend through treatment, but we understand there has been poor decision making. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Ms. Robs, I am concerned about the children, but I'm concerned about the children from a different angle. Everybody, I think, has concluded that Ms. Smith makes poor decisions. And not only does she make poor decisions, but she struggles to take responsibility for her poor decisions. So I'm concerned about the children from this perspective, that if she's making poor decisions that will impact her children, such as the one that brought her before me last week with her eyes blackened, such as the one that brought her before me today with a gentleman in the building, putting everybody else at risk without the proper permission to be there. I think the kids, wherever they are, have to be safer. And so I've listened to the recommendation of all of the parties. I need to get Ms. Smith's attention. Ms. Smith needs to understand that her freedom, she can do jail time. And maybe Mr. Reed, that's what she needs to get accustomed to. Because if she continues to make bad decisions, she's going to do some jail time. And so maybe she needs to really spend some time figuring out if this is really what I want to do. Because less than 72 hours from release of jail, here we are again with another decision that she has made that clearly contradicts what happens at Lake Ridge, to the extent that they have put her out of the facility. And so I'm not going to completely follow the recommendation from the prosecutor and from the case manager, but I am going to send Ms. Smith to the Wayne County Jail for 7 days. She's going for 7 days. And upon release, she'll come back to 36th District Court. And on that day, I want her to go to inpatient treatment. Ms. Robs, I'm not even going to jump through hoops to find an inpatient treatment facility that will take her with her children. Because until she can demonstrate some better choices, I'm good that the kids are with the aunt. I'm good with it. And so, and it's my understanding from your text message that CPS has been brought into this. I think they should be brought into it. And so that means they're going to look at whether or not the kids are in the right environment. So that bolsters my decision that she needs to go to the Wayne County Jail. And that's where she's going. And so she'll go to the Wayne County Jail and report back to 36th District Court. She'll be released or returned to my docket on November 5th. I do need Ms. Smith to understand that, Ms. Smith, I don't think you're a bad person. I think that you are exercising a level of defiance that you probably have exercised for probably a lot of your lifespan. But you need to understand that defiance and a grown person, see, when kids are defiant, somebody can take a belt, spank them, somebody can put them in timeout. I used to have a whipping spoon. You know, I get my spoon out the kitchen, my wooden spoon when you defiant, and tap your thigh. But as a grown up, when you are defiant, where you end up is in a graveyard or in a jail cell. That's where you end up when you're defiant as a grown person, especially when you are defiant and you are in a judicial process. You are in a court of law. And so I need you to really spend some time in the Wayne County Jail, understanding that your defiance is not going to work in this program. I could easily terminate you, give you your 90 days, and let you be free to roam this world with your defiant self. But I'm not going to do this. Let me tell you how it's going to work. Every time you exercise defiance, I'm going to exercise the Wayne County Jail. And we're going to keep doing it until somebody gets tired. I promise you it won't be me. I hope that it will be you. And at some point, you're going to recognize defiance, manipulation does not work for you. You are somebody's mother. You're a good person. You're a smart person. You're an intelligent person. You have so much to offer the world. And until you get it, We gonna just keep on being on that merry-go-round called the Wayne County Jail. From the jail to the courtroom, from the jail to the courtroom, from the jail to the courtroom. Somebody gonna get dizzy. I just believe it. I bet you it won't be me. I hope it's you, and you gonna decide, Judge, I want to get off the merry-go-round, get my life together so I can be the best mother I can to my children. I can be the best me I can be for myself because I deserve it. Today you going to the Wayne County Jail. I'm going to see you a return to court date, November 5th, 2020. Mark her file medical, mark that she is in drug treatment court, and we'll try it again on November 5th, Ms. Smith. We'll try it again. That's the court's decision. Anything else for my consideration?
No, Judge.
No, Judge.
Together, text me when it's ready. You can take her into custody. Thank you. I don't know what time we are staffing at this point. I do want to thank you, Madam Court Reporter, for serving on today. Always good to see your smile.
Good to see you, Judge.
Ma'am, thank you, thank you. Mr. Reed, Mr. Biden, thank you all. Let's get a time together for us to do. We don't need the court reporter for staffing. We're done with the official docket for today. But we still have work to do. We still have other work that we've got to do outside of the courtroom. So if you all could get a time, there's Mr. Gordon, he mad at me. What Mr. Gordon?